Oops, accidental anime. That's exactly right. All right, we are live. Let me find some music for us to listen to.
Oh, heck yeah.
Hi, Sin. I know it was you. I fucking know it was you that hit me with that hammer, you bastard.
I wasn't even in the chat until literally just now, Tin. And I see that you're blaming me for hitting confetti with hammers, and that's not cool.
Uh-huh,
You need to own up to your actions.
Yep, it was definitely Sin.
Alrighty. I'm gonna do my little announcements.
All right. I'm gonna go just to, like, white bat. The audio there is always great to use.
Sure.
All right. Upbeat synthwave cloud surfer. Sure, why not? We'll also do, like...
That sounds cool.
Oh, here we go.
Cloud server sounds like a chill, Flappy Bird alike.
Right. Okay, now we got the music. We've got everything else. Somebody followed me. Hey, Real Sentient Potato, thank you so much for the follow. Why the hell has the music not started yet? There we go.
Perfect stream to be your first stream, Real Sentient Potato.
Right.
Because we are talking about a cooking anime. It's going pretty good.
Yeah, it's going well. Let me get this one PNG out of here. I need to change this canvas, actually. Oh. Alright, I might as well just make it pretty darn big. We'll do big width. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Plenty of room to work with now. Let me just fill in the background.
There we go.
All right.
Hang out for chill beats and cool vibes.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. We're so a little bit of a backstory. For those of you who aren't in the Discord and haven't seen it, I got an urge to draw my friends in the style of like early 90s and 80s anime.
As we all do from time to time.
As we all do from time to time, yes. And I'll actually like pull up the picture that I did to show you guys really quick. I did it of my friend Naomi. And I really, really liked it. Well, while I was working on it, Nightbug and I were just kind of hanging out. And I was explaining, you know, the process, why I liked it. And I'm like, you know, if I drew you, you'd look like this.
Yeah. And you were talking about like how big my eyes were gonna be or not be.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like if you were an anime, you could go like one of two ways because you've got like a cute little mascot avatar. So it's you could either be like something like the mascot from Tenchi Muyo, where the really, really big eyes and everything. And you know, you could, or you could be like one of the cats from Sailor Moon, where you've got the humanish eyes and you talk and everything. Or you could be one of the nonverbal mascots, and you got like tiny little eyes, and you go like me.
More Pikachu flavored.
Yeah, more Pikachu flavored. Spaceship Rabbit was so cute. What was its name?
Gosh,
Yuroki? Oh god, I can't remember.
There you go. I was like, your tracking went off for a second.
Not gonna lie, if I was an anime fella, I want giant eyes. Right? Well, like, I grew up watching anime in the 90s. I grew up with Tenchi Muyo and Yu Yu Hakusho and everything, so like I have... So when I started drawing anime... Ryo-Oki! Oh yeah, Ryo-Oki!
Thank you, DuckDuckGo.
But like that was the first like real like, oh man, I love this art style, so that's what I tried to emulate. And Tenchi Muyo is actually the art style that I drew from when I did this little photo of Naomi. The background is also from Tenchi Muyo, because fuck me, I was not gonna try doing that. And also it was just for fun. But yeah, like, I love the cell shading and everything like that. I think it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But Nightbug and I were just like, oh, you know, you'd be doing this and you'd be doing that, and this is what you probably look like. And it's like, oh, well, what would I even be doing in this anime world?
It's like, what anime is this all from anyway?
5 hours later.
We just kind of went off a bit.
We
It was fun.
We actually left. We were like 4 hours in. Nightbug wanted to go play a game. I wanted to go take a bath. We came back an hour later. I think we actually talked for 2 more hours after that.
We did. I had promised, soft promised to someone that if they were playing a game on their stream, I would go do that. So I did that for a little bit, and then I came back and we talked for another hour.
Yeah. So like in total, like 5 to 6 hours later. But yeah, so we kind of just came up with a rough outline for like 3 seasons of anime because we couldn't stop ourselves. We literally took hold of our friends and just started slapping them together like dolls.
Yeah, you know how Tumblr people wiggle JPEGs?
Yeah.
We did that.
So that's how we came up with the anime for Battlestars Galactic. That's how we came up with the whole like 3-season storyline for this anime that we made in our head called Battlestars Galactic Chefs. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
We absolutely are, and maybe Confetti's going to draw some more fake screen caps.
Yeah, maybe.
Not.
I bet Battlestar Galactica would be awesome as an anime, possibly, but we're not doing Battlestar Galactica.
No. It probably would be, but the name is a complete coincidence and probably just a pun.
Well, I was like,
So, yeah.
what's something very 90s sounding? I was like, Battlestars Galactic Chef.
Chefs. Well, it's all about cooking, isn't it?
It is heavily it is heavily cooking themed, yeah.
The whole central theme of the thing is, what if one of those kind of like fun power scaling shows where you have to like get better and there's a new threat, but also it was a cooking magical girl anime.
And then like in the 2nd season, mechs showed up.
I thought that was the 3rd season, but yes, there are mechs.
Oh, maybe it's the 3rd season. Whichever one they go to space.
That's the 3rd season.
Okay.
The second season is to draw an analogy to another famous anime. The 1st season is Dragon Ball themed. The 2nd season is like the Saiyan invasion of Earth, and then the 3rd season is when the team and all of our friends that we have made over the first 2 seasons goes to space, wanders around, and punches the bad guy in the face with how good the food is.
Okay, so we might as well just. Oh yeah, have you ever seen Magic Knight Rayearth at all?
No, but the name Rayearth sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was another. God, I read that manga so much when I was a kid.
Kitty.
Mainly for aesthetic purposes, it's got a lot of flowing clothes. When I was thinking of like high patches. Patches
demands attention.
She always demands attention. Magic Knight Rayearth was made by the studio Clamp, if you've ever seen any of their work.
Yes, I have seen some Clamp here and there.
They always have like crazy fucking pauldrons.
It's just, okay, now I'm interested. One sec here. I'm gonna look this up now.
Yeah,
You
look
said
at
the
magic
word.
Yeah, look at Magic Knight Rayearth. Clamp has a really nice art style when it comes to clothing, and
God damn, their eyes are uncanny. Those are some big eyes.
well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, 90s animes, at least, you know what? And this is my personal beef with anime, at least they have noses. Anime characters are getting more and more inbred like pugs to have less and less nose. It's a serious problem.
Let's see here, though. Yeah, Magic Knight Rayearth.
This is fun stuff. I'm loving these lines.
Yeah, I also like the robes from Tenchi Muyo. I really like those a lot.
Oh dang, there's like an Art Nouveau wallpaper. They're
right.
so pearly cued.
Okay, let's see here. So in terms of like art style, Tenchi Muyo, Magic Knight Rayearth, that's what I was kind of aiming for. But yeah, I mean, we might as well just like start from the beginning. Like, so, God, we never did decide on a name for our protagonist.
I mean, we did just keep calling her Nyami all throughout the stream.
Oh no, I meant like the nobody.
Oh, I thought you kept calling him Rentaro.
I kept okay, there's like Hiro, Shiro.
What's the most basic ass anime boy name?
Ken.
Ken?
Ken. Definitely Ken.
We don't even have to localize it, because Ken is a name in America too.
Yeah, there's like Hiro, Shiro, Rentaro. I also like, really like Ken. I really like Ken.
Ken is good. I kind of like Ken.
Okay, we'll go with Ken then. Ken's the winner.
It has like my name is Bob flavor.
So we've got our protagonist, Ken. Let's see. Is he in middle school or high school? I want to say middle school, which would probably...
Maybe he's like coming to the end of middle school, but yeah, he seems pretty young.
Oh, Beyblade's another one that kind of comes to mind. Whenever I think of like a plucky young, like a plucky young hero in anime, the Beyblade season in the 90s is the one that comes to mind. God, what was his name? Hold on. No, Beyblade 90s anime. Yeah, it was just called Beyblade. Oh, I thought he had like red in his hair. Oh man,
thinking of another Beyblade.
That's possible. Oh damn, I forgot. Hold on, let me just grab this image really quick. Plucky young anime child. You know how it is. Look at him.
Yeah, oh yeah, these guys. Oh, does that mean he has wild ass hair?
I mean, I think he definitely has spiky hair. Maybe not this spiky.
Who's this kid with the black hair and the headband? I'm enjoying his vibe.
I don't remember his name, actually. These guys, like, all started out, well, actually, so the blonde, the guy with the glasses, and the guy in the red coat, I think, started out as friends, but the other two were definitely kind of, like, rivals, and the one with the scarf was definitely an enemy.
Okay. I mean, there is an element of defeat your rivals and make them your friends in the arcs that we have already worked out.
Right. Oh man, God, what a blast from the past. I'm like, it's awesome. I fucking love it.
Do we want to like go over what we worked out already?
Yeah, let's go over what we worked out already, or I'm just going to be talking about Beyblade. Like, I'm going to literally find the wiki for Beyblade and talk about it.
Well, I'm not going to let that happen. Okay. So let's go over what we talked about already. So, originally it started out as like Confetti playing around with this art style and drawing Nyami, and then we were like, how would that even work? What anime sort of tropes would put Nyami in this situation? And she's a chef, she's a catfish girl, so we thought mermaid space princess. That also like cooking is a huge thing. But then, you know, how's she on Earth? So her planet and many other planets have been eaten or are in the process of being eaten, or maybe, you know, they have to like feed, like they have to send all of their crops off to feed this big villain. I think that would be kind of a fun thing to play with too.
Yeah, so like
monocultures and shit.
So like the anime, I don't know if we would have it open up on Earth or open up in space, but we end up maybe space. Like we kind of open up in space to like oh, the Princess Naomi is escaping after her, that sort of thing.
Very like Princess Leia escaping, kind of like oh shit, but then she actually gets away.
Yeah, kind of like that. So it's like, oh, Princess Naomi is escaping after her, and Naomi like is taking off and everything, and she shoots off into space on her rocket ship, and I don't know, maybe we get like a tearful moment of her looking back on the planet, like, I don't know if like she'd be saying mother and father, or maybe like everyone, and then like we just see her drifting out into the stars.
I think it depends if she's like doing an escape pod thing or if she's doing I'm gonna go get help thing.
Right. Like, wait for me, everyone, I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't think we have fully decided how that arc starts and resolves itself.
I feel like she's definitely like on the run trying to find help. Like maybe she's trying to find the rebellion at first. So, yeah, she's a princess trying to find the rebellion, which would make sense for why she takes such a big risk.
Princess of Aquatica.
Yeah,
That's
Princess
the name.
of...
Which I gotta say, I really love that name. It has like Flash Gordon vibes.
She's the princess.
Yes. Arborea, the place covered in trees.
I mean, you're joking, but that actually was the name of the planet in Wildstar.
I'm not joking. That is the name.
Oh, okay.
I knew that. I picked that one because I knew that was exactly what it had. They did that.
I loved that game so much.
They named the ice planet Phrygia. Thank you so much, Flash Gordon, for this naming convention. I'm going to use it and abuse it.
So yeah, she shoots off into space, I guess, to find the rebellion. And
looked like a Nuka-Cola rocket.
Oh my god, that would be funny. Oh my god,
so
that'd be so funny. Naomi would love that.
So good. Yeah.
I mean, it probably can't be actually Nuka-Cola, but it definitely can be like a Coca-Cola bottle.
Yeah, like a Coke bottle kind of rocket, and then it has yeah.
Introduce the funny elements early. Let people know exactly what kind of ride they're in for.
Yeah, and like start with like ships and things that really probably shouldn't be shaped like food being shaped like food.
Right.
Because it turns out that out in space, food is extremely important culturally.
I mean, food's important culturally everywhere.
Yeah, but even more so, apparently, because, like, there's this big guy, and everyone has to... It's like if Galactus and Kirby... And I made this comparison before. If Galactus and Kirby were kind of the same guy. And then that's the big bad of the series.
So she blasts off into space to find the rebellion. At the same time, there's a little bit of a kerfuffle happening. So Soot, Charles, and myself are like the Team Rocket.
Well, we haven't explained what it is that Naomi does to end up landing on Earth.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, like, I'm just kind of like going through like what events would be happening in like the episodes, like chronologically, like order what would be happening in the episodes. Like I'm going through the episodes step by step.
Well, I figured Naomi was like drifting around in space, and then
I mean, she is drifting around in. Well, I mean, like, yeah, she is drifting around in space, but like she also like at the same time, like you'd cut from Naomi to the next scene. Unless you just wanted to be like, Naomi is like, okay, this is how I'm thinking. So you have her drifting around in space. Then you could either do something where you cut to like your character escaping and being chased after by, me, Soot, and Charles. Or I guess if you wanted to just keep following Naomi's thing, you could, like cut to some time later with her still on the ship, and maybe she'd see like, oh my gosh, those are Lord Maw's men. What are they doing? And then like it maybe zooms in on the tiny little rocket that somehow you managed to fucking steal. Which should be, I'm deciding this just now, it should be shaped like a jawbreaker. Oh, you want like a you want like a Saiyan ship? You want like a Saiyan ship? It should be just a round fucking little escape pod with well, because my first thought was like geode. Obviously that's not going to work with the food theming, but there are other round things with delightfulness inside. Jawbreakers. Okay. So I'm just so my thinking was the sort of the time skip thing. Maybe she like comes and is like, oh gosh, I need to pick up some water. There's a icy asteroid belt over there.
And then she sees my little escape pod, oh look at me, being chased, and is like, I can't let this happen, more injustice right in front of me, fuck that noise. I mean, not fuck that, anime, but yeah.
I guess maybe like she sees it's like, oh, the escape pod is going to that planet down there, and that's how she ends up like on Earth. And then it could cut to our boy Ken.
I think I probably like crash landed in Ken's backyard or some shit.
I mean, you could either crash land and actually, you know what, his full name would probably be Kentaro, because
But he's Ken.
Yeah, he's Ken. His full name would probably be though Kentaro, but he would be Ken. But yeah, like lands on Earth. Our protagonist finds you. It's like you could either land in his backyard, or do you think like maybe you land in the city or something? Like you're running for your life?
I mean, I think the pod has to land somewhere that's not super populated. Otherwise, you have there's the question in the watcher's mind, why doesn't the government care about this?
Okay, so Ken's at home. Maybe it's late at night, and he sees what he thinks is a falling star, and it's getting closer and closer to the house. And like he goes outside into his backyard.
Oh, maybe it's like in a bay or some shit.
A bay?
Like they have a house someplace near the sea.
Yeah.
And he sees something and it like lands in the bay.
I mean, he could live in a coastal town, but I don't know how close he'd be to the ocean.
I was just thinking because it would be like automatic instant camouflage. It's under 30 feet of water. That's why we can't get back to it, That's why it's a problem.
Well, I mean, even if you like landed in water, like why would a boy be out by the ocean that late at night?
Because he saw a really cool meteor shower, and then he saw what looks like a flaming meteor splash down into the bay, except that would probably attract attention too.
So it's like either you could
Maybe it has brakes.
It has brakes. I mean, it could have brakes. You could stop like comically like right in front of his face, or
with the noise.
Yeah, or if you like really wanted to lean into the whole ocean aspect to conveniently get rid of the ship, which I mean, it's an anime. It could literally just disappear. But if you really wanted to fall in the ocean, you could, and then maybe like you could either crawl out of the ocean and wander into town, and maybe he finds you out by the trash cans or something, like a raccoon. Like, and he's like, "Oh, what are you?" He picks you up and he's like, "Whoa, you're so pretty. Are you hungry?"
Yeah, of course I'm hungry.
Yeah, you're just like, "I'm just a little guy. Feed me, please."
I'm so little guy.
You're just like, "Oh, I'm so sad and hungry."
I like to think that I am like bigger than a hedgehog ought to be. I'm like cat size.
You're cat size?
In the tradition of anime mascots, I am cat sized.
I guess you could be cat sized, but like if you're cat sized, then how is he gonna sneak you into school?
In his book bag.
In his book bag? Oh, look how sad.
People sneak anime mascots into school in their backpacks all the time.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I mean, they do. Why would you do that to me, Nyami? Hi, Nyami. You're a space princess.
Yeah, look at you. Well, you're so hungry. You're so hungry.
I am so hungry. Oh my gosh, the big eyes.
Yeah, you're so good. That's what you're looking up at Kentaro with. You're like, I'm so hungry. And Kentaro, I guess, like brings you in. But like, if you're really small, then he can like hold you in his hand.
I mean, how big are we? I kind of want to be like slightly bigger than a regular hedgehog.
Okay, well, I mean, how big is Ryo Oki?
I don't know. One sec.
Ryo Oki's like the size of a rabbit. Would you be fine with the size of a rabbit?
Yeah, rabbit size works.
Okay, rabbit sized.
I guess I think of rabbits and cats as being somewhatly similar sized. Maybe I've just only known really large rabbits.
Technically, I think Rio Oki is called a cabbit, so I guess you're a cabbit size.
Your voodoo patron literally personified as a chef's hat with glasses come in. I think maybe that's like your mentor, your tragically dead mentor.
Oh my god.
Or possibly like an important cultural figure on your alien planet.
But yeah, so like, I guess Kentaro finds you and takes you into his house and probably gives you a whole bunch of fruit. Or maybe cookies? Yeah. Maybe cookies?
Just, I mean, who's gonna turn down cookies?
Yeah. He's like, wow, what's your name? And you're, I don't know, do you talk in this anime or are you like, skibbity, 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 skibbity?
I mean, when we were imagining it, I was just making little skibbity, skibbity, little squeaky cute noises, but maybe I do talk, but only in like my own alien language.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't understand you, but you can stay if you want. He makes you like a little bed. Like
kind of like a fruit crate or something.
Yeah. He lets you sleep in his room and everything. It's super cute.
Very Stitch.
Very Stitch. Yes, hopefully with less destruction.
I probably can't actually handle a chainsaw. I'm too small.
But yeah. Then like what? It would cut to the next day where Ken's going to school and everything.
And the bad guy crew.
Oh yeah.
We didn't actually ever decide on a name for those guys. I still like Takeout though. The Takeout team. Team Takeout.
Yes, we're Team Takeout because we take out the enemies, but it's also like, you know.
But also it's a food pun.
It's also a food pun, yeah. I still think that our spaceship should look like a bowl, personally.
I mean, I do like it. It's kind of like flying saucer.
Yeah, it looks like that.
The big question is, what's on the flat side? Is it noodles or is it just like flat?
I don't know actually. Maybe it's got like a tiny little dome, like maybe it looks like rice or something. It's white.
There you go.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, it does look very spaceship, but also if you color that right, it would look like a giant flying
Oh yeah,
bowl.
if I give it like a little line or something, it looks like a really decorative bowl. There we go, perfect.
Upside down frying pan with engines to make it like the Enterprise. We have a need in this series for lots of different spaceships, and I do like that idea, so I think we'll end up using that.
Right? So, yeah, so then, behold, the equivalent of Team Rocket shows up. It's Team Takeout.
Why don't you tell him who is on Team Takeout?
It's Charles, it's Soot, and it's Confetti the Clown.
It is.
That's right.
So does the Meowth.
We are villains. We are the antagonist. Well, we're like minor antagonists. We're the jobbers in this anime.
You're the comedically inept antagonist.
We are the
that all of the watchers end up really enjoying, actually.
Yes. And our job, so this little guy right here, is an escaped convict.
I'm a convict?
Well, I mean, yeah,
I was convicted of the crime of being fucking delicious.
Yeah, exactly. Your crime was being too damn delicious. And
my whole species was just too tasty.
Yes. And Nightbug managed to escape, which was not cool, very rude. And we were sent out to capture Nightbug.
You are drifting around in the outer system, coming in after having escaped in your Coca-Cola-esque bottle rocket.
This is all still like the first episode too, by the way, so like don't worry about it. So Naomi, you escaped off your planet of Aquatica, and they were like, quick, catch the princess! And you escaped in your Coca-Cola shaped rocket. And as you were drifting through space trying to find the rebellion, you saw a little escape pod with a tiny itty bitty night bug in it being pursued by us. And you were like, oh my gosh, that poor creature needs help. So Nightbug crashes on Earth and is found by the protagonist Kentaro. He takes Nightbug in, gives her like all sorts of things hedgehogs definitely should not have.
Absolutely should not be eating fruit or cookies, but I'm a space hedgehog, it's fine.
Exactly. So then the next day, I guess Kentaro goes to school, maybe keeps you in his backpack or something. And that's when, maybe like on the way back from school, that's when Team Takeout, which me, Soot, and Charles show up, and we're like, listen here, you twerp, or let's see. We can't
You
really.
little punk.
Yeah, listen here, Geekazoid, hand over that hedgehog, and no one gets hurt.
You absolute square.
You fucking Claude. What?
Gosh,
No.
there's so many really stupid insults for them to put in your mouth.
Right.
I'm thinking how. I feel like maybe Soot deserves a little bit more of a fun vibe. Does Soot deserve like a little chef hat or something? Hey, Skunky! Welcome. You show up later. You are in here. We did discuss you. Soot is the Meowth. Yes, Soot is the Meowth.
Yeah, Soot's the
And then
Meowth.
Confetti and Charles kind of switch who is the straight man between them.
If
So
by
much
straight,
like Jesse and James
Yeah.
switch between who's,
there's not. I'm about to say I don't know who you're talking about. There's not a straight man in Team Rocket. but-
comedically speaking.
Fair.
Comedically speaking.
Fair. But yeah,
Yes, you're in here, Skunky. Eventually.
So when I was thinking of like our group specifically, like I was talking to Nightbug about how it kind of hit anime tropes. So obviously, in terms of like design and everything, you've got me as a clown, and the first thing that came to mind for me was a character from Hunter x Hunter who also has a clown aesthetic. One second.
No, I know, but comedically speaking, you have your person who is doing the joke, and you have the person who is comically not understanding the joke. That's a known comedic. It's like Spock and Bones, or the thing who's on first. You have the person who's unable to figure out what's going on, and that is funny. That is the straight man. Why am I explaining this? You know this, Nayami.
He's so good. That's his name. Only I'm not attracted to, small children. Like
What?
Oh, I'll tell you about Hisoka some other time.
That name is familiar.
He's the clown dude from Hunter x Hunter.
Gross.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so like we have Soot, who's basically like the creature character. We have Naomi, I'm sorry, not Naomi. We have Charles, who's more monstrous in design.
And it's a fun way to be like, oh yeah, space aliens. Let's get some fun body parts and capabilities on there.
And then we have me, who's like more humanoid, but also more scary was generally what I was going for. Like,
That's a pointy clown.
Because clowns are scary. So yeah, we're like, here, hey, Geekazoid, give us back that hedgehog. And he's like, I'm not giving up this no matter what. They're my friend. And a battle, like, he's about to get his ass kicked. Like, 3 grown adults are about to kick a middle schooler's ass. Is what's about to
Pretty
happen.
much, yeah.
They're gonna beat him up and steal his hedgehog.
And his lunch money.
And his lunch money,
just
yeah.
To insult to injury.
So yeah, they're about to do that, and then right as they're about to beat up Kentaro, Naomi shows up and like is like, "You keep away from them." And
Beautiful space princess powers activate.
Yeah.
Ass kicking. Go.
we're like, "Oh, the Princess of Aquatica, why is she here?" And yeah, basically she soundly kicks our asses. So with Naomi, in terms of weapons, we kind of went with melee options.
Yes.
So Naomi has the ability to do like a magical girl transformation.
Where... Oh, that's a good idea. She says, can I have a blaster built like an egg beater?
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be super
maybe
cool.
Maybe it takes a while to recharge or something, so you also have a melee option.
Yeah, so with the whole magical like girl transformation, what I was thinking was like Naomi would transform and she'd be able to like manifest physical weapons, but they'd all be in the shape of like kitchen utensils. A giant knife, a giant fork, a giant spoon, a big rolling pin. Yeah, that
big ladle.
I do like the idea though. I do like the idea of an egg beater that like it's a gun, but it fires off like the little things in the egg beater.
Like you have to load up the egg beater with eggs or something.
Well, no, like you know how an egg beater has those two metal utensils that like slot into the egg beater?
Bits?
Yeah, the whisks. It like fires whisks, and maybe the whisk bits explode on contact.
So it only has 2 shots?
I mean, no, they probably load up more.
No, but it's like a shotgun kind of thing where you have to put the thing
yeah, it's a shotgun kind of thing,
and then reload.
Yeah, exactly like that.
You know what? What if that was like a net gun kind of a thing?
How would it become a net?
Just like the whiskey parts like open up and like trap people so that you can smack them with your giant rolling pin.
I mean, it could be both. It could be both like explosive rounds and nets. It's an anime.
I mean, like, yeah, different ammo.
Yeah, different ammo. But yeah, so Naomi ruthlessly and violently kicks our asses and we blast off again. And she's like, she introduces herself to Kentaro. It's like, I'm Princess Naomi of planet Aquatica, and gives him the whole rundown about how her planet has been taken over by the evil forces of Lord Ma.
Brutally subjugated.
Yes.
All of the planet's natural resources being stripped to feed the rapacious appetite of space warlord.
Yes. He's a monstrous warlord who forces planets to give up all of their food and constantly cook for him. And if you fail to meet up to his standards or fail to meet what he requires, he devours your planet and everybody on it. And she's like, the princess, she escaped. She's like, I escaped to help find the rebellion and fight against him to free my planet and my people. And then she like probably gives him, he's like, oh, that's not a hedgehog. That's what are you? Did we ever like come up with a name for what you are?
I don't think we came up with like a fun name. I'm just delicious. That's all we really. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm like from Arborian.
Maybe.
I'm from Arboria. Naomi's from Aquatica. I'm an Arborian hedgehog.
I mean, might as well just call it an Arborian hedgehog. She's just like, an Arborian hedgehog? I thought they were extinct. Their planet was devoured and everybody was taken. We thought they were all eaten. And you're just like, oh, sad skibbity, just sad little noises.
Sad little noises.
Sad little noises.
Yeah, Naomi, I've been saying, it's kind of like if Kirby and Galactus were the same thing.
Yeah,
that's kind of my vision. It's a extremely large thing that just wants to eat fucking everything.
Oh, you know what? So I kind of know why Naomi's stuck on Earth now, though. So when she landed, she probably damaged her ship.
I did kind of figure, like, the ships have to be damaged.
Yeah,
or
the ship is damaged.
Stuck on Earth.
Yeah, she's like, well, I would go and find the rebellion, but my ship is damaged. It's going to take quite a while to repair it. And that's why she ends up living with Kentaro in his house. And she... somehow, this grown-ass woman is allowed to attend middle school.
I mean, maybe she's not. Maybe she has some kind of like invisibility thing, or maybe she just wanders off during the day.
Well, it's either either Naomi is a teenager that's a few years older than Kentaro, or Naomi is a Or Naomi is like a full-grown ass adult who's like able to put on like a school uniform and be like, I'm totally a middle schooler.
I don't know. Which is less weird?
I mean, it's anime, so it's all weird. So
That's
like, huh?
Maybe she like picks up a part-time job at the middle school cafeteria.
Huh, maybe. Well, then again, do we want to age up Kentaro? Like, do we want to make him... So typically...
Maybe it is high school.
Maybe it is high school? Yeah, it could be high school. But yeah. Adults passing for schoolgirls happens in multiple anime. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, it does, but
yeah,
it's
it does.
weird.
Well, I mean, it's not weird unless she goes after and starts dating a middle schooler.
I mean, it kind of feels like people should be able to tell the difference between middle schoolers and full adults.
That's not a thing that happens in anime. That's not a thing that happens in anime. But like, I guess we could put him like maybe on his last year of middle school about getting ready to head into high school. And maybe Naomi is like, she could be like 17. Naomi, how does it feel that I'm like turning you back to 17 years old? You're a young spring chicken again. Your knees don't hurt, your back doesn't hurt. But yeah, she could be like 17, and like that could probably let her pass as like a student. And so Naomi starts joining him at school, and mind you, her magical, she has a disguise that lets her, you know, appear as more of like a high school girl and a middle school girl and everything. And but it doesn't get rid of her ears. It hides her tail, but it doesn't get rid of her ears.
And it doesn't change the hair color.
It doesn't change the hair color. And he's like, this is my cousin, Naomi. She's from Texas. And she's just like, "Yowdy, y'all." And the student it's immediately bought. Everybody immediately falls for it. The students are like,
the teachers swallow this wholeheartedly, don't even question why there's like no registration paperwork or like extra fees that have been paid, any kind of
where'd this American come from?
like like actual citizenship or like visa or anything. It's like, whatever, yeah, sure, bring your weird Texan cousin to class.
Yep, they're just like, oh yeah, those kooky Americans. Yeah, she goes, "Meowdy, y'all," and they're just like, oh yep, that's a Texan, all right.
wait, I just had a thought. Does Naomi hide the ears under a cowboy hat?
I don't know. Maybe when like they go out. But her ears kind of stick out at like, you know, kind of odd angles. It'd be hard to fit those under a cowboy hat.
Yeah, but that I can hand wave even more anime. Like anime hides random ears and tails in clothes all the time, you know?
That's fair. But yeah, they're like, oh, yep, wow, Texas. That's so interesting. American, so exotic. Americans are so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, all of the Doug Dimmadome hat.
Yeah, oh my god, the Doug Dimmadome hat.
The chef hat. No, it's like a Doug Dimmadome chef hat, and it just keeps getting taller and taller as your chef power increases.
Yep. You could push the ears into a large bow. This is true. Naomi.
All day long, though? That would probably hurt.
I mean, you know, beauty's pain. But yeah, Naomi, like, ends up going to school with Kentaro and is basically just like, oh, your planet's so beautiful, Kentaro. In ways, it kind of reminds me of Aquatica. It looks nothing like Aquatica.
It does not.
She's just being nice.
I mean, Aquatica, it's all mermaids. They live under the sea, mostly, I would think.
They definitely have, like, sea planets, I will say that. But yeah, so after the first initial encounter with Team Takeout and Naomi starts living with Kentaro, for the first season, it's mostly Monster of the Week sort of deal, I want to say.
Lot of the week.
Yeah. So it's like, it's a lot of fun, nonsensical stuff, like, oh, Kentaro's family. We forgot to talk about Kentaro's family.
Right. Kentaro is is he the hope of this generation, or is he just one of the kids?
So I want to say, like, once we start getting into like the second episode, we really start to get to know Kentaro's background and everything. He is, I want to say, like the only child. And
that does put a lot more pressure.
Yeah, it puts a lot more pressure on him. His family owns a restaurant, and they're kind of expecting him to take over the restaurant once he graduates. Maybe they don't even want him to go to high school.
They just want him to come to work.
Yeah. It's like, well, why do you need to go to high school? Why do you need to like go to high school and then get ready to possibly go to college? Because you're just going to come work at the restaurant. You're going to own it.
You're gonna learn all the recipes, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And Kentaro's
like, maybe.
Yeah. He don't get us wrong. He loves his family and he loves his restaurant and the customers. But there's the fact that it's basically already been decided for him. He's never really been allowed to have his own destiny, sort of thing.
It was always an expectation.
Yeah.
It wasn't even an expectation, like, it wasn't even a question.
Yeah, it's like, you're not going to go to school to become a doctor. You're not going to go to school and learn how to do science or anything like that, or be an artist.
You're not even going to go to school and learn how to run businesses.
Yeah,
you're going to come run the business, and that's how you will learn. Business.
You're not even going to go to like culinary school. You possibly aren't going to go to high school. You're going to finish middle school and then come work in the restaurant and get like learn so you can take it over.
He's probably been working in the restaurant like part-time on his weekends and summers and breaks and everything, like washing dishes and bussing tables and stuff. He's probably been doing that for a long while already.
Naomi's so right too. Like, they can totally bond over set destinies. That's probably what makes them such good friends, because Naomi, from the day she was born, was destined to be a princess, and she's had all this responsibility put on her. And Kentaro, from the day he was born, his parents expected him to take over the restaurant. So they have that bonding. I love that. But yeah, so he like, there's all that pressure and everything. And yes, Naomi totally helps his family in the restaurant, and she's super popular. Everybody loves her for her like sweet personality, and she's such a good chef.
Do they like her better than him?
I don't think they like her better than him, but I think maybe like his parents use it
to try and motivate him.
Yeah, it's like, look, she can do it. You should take more of Naomi's attitude when it comes to the restaurant.
Yeah, Naomi picked up this dish in half an hour.
If you just applied yourself more, Kentaro, you would also be able to take this over. You're going to have to improve. You're going to be running this place one day, which could lead to some fun little drama and tension, and, probably lead to, like, the two of them having a heart-to-heart where they get to talk about their set destinies, one being a princess and one being expected to, like, take over his family's business.
That's a hilarious idea, Nyami. We should do it. But I think it would be better set in a different episode, because we talked about a couple different plots.
Yeah, you could definitely make friends with the lobsters during the beach episode.
I was thinking the fish market, actually.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
So one of the sort of ways that the kind of season, like, all of this beautiful emotional stuff is happening, but also you are going to visit places on Earth just so that, like, you can fit in a little bit better. Ken is, like, trying to teach you, like, this is the culture. We're going to embed you in it real quick so you fit in better. So, and there's got to be a beach episode. There's always a beach episode. But yeah, so we talked about a brief beach episode and going to the famous fish market. And, like, fucking 2 in the morning. There's Soot.
Yep, I'm kind of throw the little guy down here so I can try and like draw him in anime form.
An anime Soot. I mean, he does have the big eyes already.
He does, but they can be bigger. They can be at least more anime-ish. Drawled isn't feeling like life isn't is feeling like life isn't worth it today. We should take his life today for tonight's special. I mean, so one of the jokes that we did tell was like Naomi loves, because okay, Nightbug's little character in the anime hates fish. Will not eat it under any circumstances. Naomi fucking loves fish. Like, there's a scene where they actually, like, I don't know if it's in, like, the first season or the second season, but they go to the fish market because there was a super impressive tuna caught. Like, amazing. It's gonna go for so many yen. Like, millions of, possibly billions of yen.
Millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. So much
the
money.
Most impressive fish.
It literally has like a little crown on its head, like it came out of a game or something.
Gold. Maybe it has a little like cape.
Oh, it's so impressive.
It's the fanciest fucking fish.
And like they turn their back for 1 second, and then all of a sudden, like, there's a huge uproar. It's like, oh my gosh, the Golden King tuna is gone! It's been stolen!
Where did it go? Who could have done this?
Kentaro turns back to Naomi, and she's like, Kentaro, are you ready to go? We can keep looking. And she's like, clearly got like a full stomach, and there's like golden scales around her mouth.
Little cookie crumbs of scales.
And it's like,
maybe she's wearing its tiny little crown.
She definitely ate that crown, but
oh, okay. That part's edible too. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, it's all edible.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, we gotta go.
Like, you gotta fucking go.
Naomi just loves fish. It's like the one thing she goes crazy for is fish. I don't mean to copy characters too much, but I'd love to channel some Starfire. I mean, yeah, that would work. I mean, she's a stranger in a strange land, so it makes sense that she would, like,
not be super into it. She would read as naive just because she doesn't understand Earth culture.
Yeah. She's like, what is Christmas? Oh my god, we need to have a Christmas episode, but that might be like after Skunky shows up.
I was gonna say, yeah, because Christmas is for lovers.
Well, I mean,
that's a couples episode. That's a couples holiday.
Well, I mean, it could also be like, Naomi could also be like, what is Christmas? And
just like talking about it, and like maybe some of the foods. Oh, I bet Naomi would go nuts for White Day. Is that what that is? Where you make little chocolates and you hand them out to
oh yeah, imagine like all the chocolates she'd be making. But also
she like everyone, she makes so much chocolate, and everyone thinks, oh, she misunderstood because she's from Texas. But no, she's like, I'm just gonna give, everyone deserves chocolate. Everyone should get this.
Oh, you know what would be enough? You know what though? If it's not like, okay, circling back to the Christmas episode, if they're not doing something like celebrating, you know, oh, it's a couples thing. Okay, if we're not doing the whole couples thing, then what they should do instead is they have to get the fried chicken.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
emphasis on the fried chicken bucket.
Yeah, Naomi and like everybody else is like, oh, we'd love to try it. How do we get it? You have to order those months in advance. And then it's like trying to put together the perfect Christmas feast and everything.
There's a lot of emphasis on emotional connections through food and sharing food and cooking together and sharing recipes and building recipes together. That is a huge, huge theme in this anime that we haven't done to. Naomi gets a crush on Colonel Sanders stand-in. Oh, did you see the like the Colonel Sanders dating sim? Is that, and you're like, oh, Colonel Sanderson.
I thought maybe you guys were making a reference to Higurashi because Rena loves the Colonel's statue.
I just was thinking that, okay, yeah, it is a reference to Higurashi. I was just thinking the dating sim. Because they'd made like a sexy Colonel Sanders dating sim.
God damn.
That's a thing that exists.
All
You
right.
can play that right now if you're willing to exchange money for that.
I don't know about that. I could exchange my money for a lot of other things.
That is, that's the question. And you have to ask that of yourself and make your own decisions there. But so maybe just an emphasis on like the food of various holidays and traditions more than like the emotional aspects, because I don't think Miami dates so much.
I don't think we have any romance, honestly, in the anime. Like,
Not
except for maybe
really.
like the girl Kentaro has a crush on, who also has a crush on him.
Yeah.
But like that's it.
Yeah, and that's frankly probably not going to go anywhere because they end up going to space in season 3.
I mean, she's probably like, Kentaro, come home safe.
Yeah, she like waves.
Yeah.
But it's very easy to be like, yeah, they're not like, this isn't true love or anything.
I mean, it's like middle school. Who isn't true love?
Oh, love to include a parody of Star Wars Life Day to be a Christmas like. I was thinking, what if we should do like space holidays, like Miami's space holidays and my space holidays, so we could like add in some funny stuff there.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So like Miami has, maybe you have like a holiday, or like one of us has a holiday around like the first fruits of spring or something.
God, I'm reminded of the Tenchi Muyo Christmas movie.
What is it with Christmas movies and always being so dang bad?
It's well, okay, I don't know if I'd call it bad, but like it is something.
It sure is one of those movies, huh?
It is definitely one of those movies, and it like kind of makes no sense in parts because it's like, oh yeah, it's not actually Christmas, but it's like it has all the aesthetics of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay.
It's like, it's literally, if you were doing this as a silent movie with no talking, I would assume this was a Christmas holiday thing. And now
Right.
you're saying it's not? I'm at what point does it become cultural appropriation? And I'm asking this as a joke because I know that no one would actually be like, Christmas is being culturally appropriated. It's more like it's being jammed down other cultures' throats.
I mean, I can't speak for the Jirai kingdom. The Jiraians are fucked. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Their fucking family tree's a wreath.
I read a thing once about the Jirai and how they were probably like space hillbillies.
Yes, like they're
Because
yeah.
yeah, it's the family like wreath, and their spaceships are literally made of wood.
Yes, they use trees and everything. And if I remember correctly, like Aya was going to marry either her brother or her uncle, one of the two.
Anime incest. We'll be avoiding that.
Well, it's brought up in the anime where she's like, I'm sure that you'd find it very weird on Earth to marry your uncle or your brother, but on Jirai, not so much.
It's pretty common, actually.
They live like really long lives, and incest apparently doesn't affect them negatively like it would us.
I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of species on Earth that aren't nearly as negatively affected. Apes just lost some DNA correcting mechanisms.
But what were we talking about before we got on the Jiraians being like a fucking Christmas wreath? The Christmas episode. Yeah, okay. We're getting out of
various episodes in the first season.
Yes. Okay. So let's get back on topic. Let me pull up the actual blueprint. I'm trying to give Slit like Meowth eyes at the moment, by the way.
A lot of the expressiveness of the anime is in the eyes, but a lot of it is also in the mouth. And I think if you give Soot a mouth, Soot is less Soot. So you just gotta like triple down on those eyes.
I do. He has to be very expressive. Also, he doesn't really have... Well, I guess I could give him brows in more expressive scenes and then have them go away.
That happens.
I also kind of want to give, like... So when it comes to Soot and Charles and Confetti, I really want to give their outfits kind of like matching qualities to show that they're on a team, but I also want to give them elements to where like, oh yeah, these guys are clearly fucking aliens. No person on Earth would wear a costume this silly looking.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I also think no person on Earth would be a hood with 2 eyes and no mouth. But,
yeah, you're not wrong. So let's see here. So for most of season 1, we do spend most of the time trying to capture you. Like we come up with like different schemes to catch you, probably silly things that Team Rocket would definitely do, like, oh, we're fortune tellers, come get your fortune.
It feels very early Team Rocket trying to catch Pikachu.
Oh, you know what a really good trap would be, actually?
Oh,
so for the Valentine's Day episode, Kentaro's really nervous about possibly giving chocolates to the girl that he likes. And he's like, well, what if she doesn't like me back? And he's just really nervous about it all. And so perhaps Soot, Charles, and myself pose as like fortune tellers that are hanging around the area. It's like, love fortunes, come and let us read your fortune of love. Let us tell you all about the love that's set for you. And like
the red strings, we will read the webs of fate.
Yes. Kentaro comes in, he gets his fortune read, and because he's like so distracted, we manage to steal you. And then it becomes this thing where like he has to get you back, and of course there's not like any real danger. We don't really like almost lose you or anything. Like, he doesn't really almost lose you, but, he does, like, eventually get you back, and he manages to give, the girl he likes, the chocolates that he made, or maybe he leaves them in her locker, and you get this final scene towards the end where she just is, like, reading the note with the chocolate, and she blushes because she's so happy because he gave it to her. It's just the she does the little hold her chin on her hand and anime blush wiggle. Yeah, she's just really cute. It's just super cute.
It's very, very adorable.
Right? Let's see. Does Skunky get introduced in the first season? I want to say he does. Probably around like the halfway point?
Yeah, I was gonna say like part of the way through, but definitely within the first season, Skunky gets. Skunky, are you still here? I told Skunky who was in here. Skunky, we're gonna talk about you now. You're also a magic space prince.
Yes. Well, maybe not a prince, but he definitely is from a magical space kingdom. He's got some prince-like qualities, though.
I feel like maybe apprentice to the Grand Wizard or something.
Oh yeah, definitely apprentice to the Grand Wizard. Maybe we shouldn't call it the Grand Wizard.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
We probably shouldn't call it the Grand Wizard.
What about something a bit more chefy? What are some like wizardy, chefy kind of like?
Oh,
he's the best.
He's like the sous mage.
Yeah, but the sous chefs are the ones who don't do. They're just like the ones who do the chopping. And
what about sage? Sage is a nice term, and it's an herb.
There you go. Yeah, sage. Apprentice to the great sage. Yes. Of wherever.
There we go. We nailed it, everybody. We saved the town. But yeah, so like, oh God, hold on, brain catching up. Come on, buddy, work. So yeah, would you say that he shows up like halfway through maybe season 1?
I feel like that's a good place to put it. Maybe not exactly at the halfway point, but right around the middle of that arc.
Yeah, maybe a little bit before the halfway point, because we do have to like get him a little bit situated and also like have it sort of settled in. It's like, oh yeah, he's here.
So yeah, he's like 35% of the way through the season is when Skunky shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Sin's in the background the whole time. Sin is a so when I was thinking of Sin, I was kind of thinking of like a Sakamoto sort of character from Sakamoto days. He shows up, he doesn't speak, but he's in the background all the time. He's like visiting Kentaro's family's restaurant all the time, to have a snack or to have a meal. And usually in important scenes, like he'll be in the background. He's kind of like the Where's Waldo of the series. He's normally in the background having a snack. He doesn't really
always
say
eating
anything.
something or drinking something.
He doesn't say anything, but he is like there, and people acknowledge him. They're like, "Oh, hello, good morning, Mr. Sintaro." I don't know.
Just put Taro on the end of everything.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Sintaro.
I mean, that might be a thing.
But yeah, or good morning, Mr. Sin, or Mr. T. Mr. T.
Kara is probably a something or other in Japanese. We could play with Kara.
He's not
Mr.
Japanese.
Lee.
Mr.
Lee Kara.
Oh man, Mr. Oh my God.
What?
We can't make him Japanese. He's not Japanese. He's white as the fallen snow.
Okay.
But like, definitely.
Does he know that?
Does he know that?
I'm just saying, Sin is actually a little doodle bob man.
Actually, you know what, Sin? Well, I mean, he's not a little doodle bob man in the anime. He's actually like an anime dude.
Yeah. Having a Mr. Satan personality? I don't know. Sin, how do you feel about being Mr. Satan?
See, though, the whole idea was that he would be quietly in the background and nobody knows that he's actually a badass who, like, occasionally shows up to save the day.
He's the tuxedo mask.
Kind of, sort of. He's definitely there. He, like, it's almost for kind of humor, I want to say. It's like, he's always in the background, nobody thinks much of him, and then like the one time that the heroes nearly get away with you, I'm sorry, the villains nearly get away with you, he like just fucking picks up our ship and throws it at us. And we lose you or something like that, or like he single-handedly beats all of us and takes you back. Who are you gonna tell? You can't speak.
He's Eero mixed with Mr. Satan. God damn, that's a lot of personality in one guy.
He, I think he joins on the space adventure, doesn't he?
I think he probably does. I think he probably, like, he's sort of a, I don't want to say, like, he's in a wider orbit around the group by season 2, when the real battle shit starts kicking off, and then he goes to space. Maybe he's, yeah. Oh, big eyes.
They gotta be expressive.
When the moon hits your eye.
Like a big pizza pie.
The biggest pizza pie. That's a sooty.
Yes.
So I don't know. I mean, the thing is, he doesn't have in all of the sort of earlier sightings, he doesn't have a ton of personality because he's just quietly eating something off of like a ramen cart in the background, or he's got like a skewer of something as he's walking along, and he's like, this is good shit. Where he's sitting at the back in like a restaurant or at a cafe. He's a constant, consistent background character. And then as people are like, hey, we keep seeing this one guy like a lot in all of the backgrounds. And then at the end of the season, he's like, actually, I'm a badass.
He could also just kind of show up and fix Naomi's ship so that they can go to space.
I thought that was going to be bartering with another friend character that we haven't mentioned yet.
Yes. You're so right.
Yeah. I mean, it could be both. Get some parts from one guy, some parts from another guy.
It's like, even if you get the parts, maybe like you have to get somebody to fix it. I'm thinking of what if
yeah,
I just
I'm not sure that space princesses actually get a ton of experience, like lessons in here's how to put together a spaceship.
right. 1 second, I have to okay. I can't tell if I want to give Soot what type of body I want to give him. Like, I could just give him one long triangular robe and you would barely see his feet at the bottom. Like, you don't really see his hands. He's just stanced up all the time.
Or something with a bit more hands. Or, I mean, I'm kind of, what if just kind of like a bag? Like, he molds to whatever shape is needed.
Should I make his eyes angrier? Like, should I?
Like, he's angry that I've suggested that he might be a bag boy.
Yeah, because he's
I try to use a fork like a screwdriver while trying to fix the ship. Yeah, that sounds like something that might happen.
Take a rock and just start banging it on the side of the ship. Am I fixing it yet?
Yeah. Get distracted thinking about how delicious noodles are when you're trying to do some rewiring. So let me actually mention, so obviously you're trying to fix the ship, and it's not completely broken, because if it was completely broken, there'd be no point in trying to fix it. So you have been able to contact out in local space, or maybe not local, but there's another space alien traveling by who happens to be able to maybe get you some of the parts you need. Isn't that convenient? And he comes on down, and guess who it is? It's Uni! Uni the little trash panda. And he is a traveling kind of space merchant of various wares. Little bit of a used car salesman vibe. And he ends up selling both you and the Team Takeout like all kinds of various silly space things.
I need to make him squatter. He needs to be squatter.
You need to just smush him down.
Yes.
Compress the boy.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Triangle.
He's like a little Jawa. Like if you took a Jawa and then you just mooshed him down.
Just got his 2 little feet.
Little boots. I want him to have little wings and be Watto Uni. Well, I don't know about wings, but he definitely, I don't know, wings. Space raccoon with wings. If they had wings, I could see a little jetpack. That would be kind of cute. Like for accessing hard to reach places, like dumpsters. Uni has a very interesting palette. He's willing to trade you and Team Takeout pretty much whatever technical MacGuffin is needed for the episode or your spaceship to progress. Essentially for trash food. Just absolute junk food. Possibly even literal trash.
If we really wanted to go another way, he could be like the Tom. He could have like a competition. He's like, whoever makes me the most delicious yakisoba will get this part.
Yeah. Maybe Team Takeout's spaceship is also a little bit broken. And they're kind of stuck on Earth too.
I mean, if Sin threw the spaceship at us, then yeah, it's definitely broken.
Yeah, it's broken now.
Shit, broken as hell.
Yeah. And you're hoping that like saying, yeah, we have the last species, the last member of this species the boss thinks is delicious on ice. Can we get a pickup? Like Lilo and Stitch? A little bit, but less like criminal exile and more like refugee hiding.
Hmm.
Yeah. Are you having trouble with the danglies?
A little bit. I also don't know what pattern to give him.
Is there a funny food pattern?
Oh, I was just thinking of, I don't know. I want to
You mean
give
the
him
TV show? A little bit. Kind of. Eventually. So, by the end of season 1, it has been discovered by our protagonist team, Team Chef, that there are much bigger dangers out there in space than Team Takeout. And Team Takeout has undergone a little bit of a redemption arc. Not like a redemption arc, but like maybe we don't have to, you know, slowly lose every single piece of moral fiber we have, and it would actually be better for us if we joined up with the rebellion or the resistance or whatever it ends up getting called. And maybe that's a little bit of season 2 too. Should we talk about season 2?
I mean, we haven't even talked about Skunky showing up yet, though.
That's true. We haven't. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's just all so exciting. Skunky.
So Skunky shows up, and he is, like, you mentioned, I want to say Tuxedo Mask before. I think, honestly, Skunky is way more Tuxedo Mask in the anime than
Why would
Sin.
you say that?
Because he's, like, very antagonistic at first. He's very, like, off-putting, and by himself, he's very much a loner type of dude.
But he needs to talk to Nyami.
He does.
That's the whole reason he's there.
Can I join the talk if I make it home in time? What do you think?
I mean, maybe. How long is it going to be? I think we're going to be going for a while still.
Yeah, because we won't stop
going
rambling.
For an hour. Holy cheese! Raiders!
Whoa,
welcome!
hi. What the fuck?
I think that's the biggest raid I've ever seen.
That's the biggest raid I've ever seen. Hi, everybody!
Welcome, Raiders!
Rocco! Hi, bud, how are ya? How are you doing, Rocco? What were you playing?
Oh, is it the other one?
Rocco is a fellow clown.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
Hey, Rocco. Oh my god, that's a lot of... Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
I will try
That's
and
a lot
keep
of
up with all
raiders.
of you. Let me see here. Thank you so much for giving a shout out to Rocco.
Void. Oh, Voices of the Void.
I've always wanted to... Yeah, I've always wanted to play that. How is it?
Apparently it's fun.
Sorry for the jump scare. No, you're perfectly fine. We were just talking about the anime that we wrote out. Yeah. Welcome on in, everybody. If you like silly goosebump horror, it is excellent. We love silly goosebump horror. We love it so much.
We did actually do one of the Goosebumps video games as one of our Friends Day Wednesdays for 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, something like that. Thank you. Oh my god, let's see here.
So many people. This is gonna skew your metrics for months. This is amazing.
Also, this is my friend Nightbug. We kind of made the anime script together. But yeah, this is... It's very disorganized. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on in. It's so lovely to have you all. I'm Confetti the Clown. And this is Nightbug, and this is something. This is perhaps hyperfixation taken too far.
Essentially, we took some of the tropes, all of the tropes of our favorite 90s animes, and we ripped them out, and we sprinkled them all over our friend group, and then we wiggled our friend group like dolls until we made our own anime about it.
Yeah, basically, I wanted to draw all of my friends in like the 90s style from 90s anime, 80s anime, and everything. And then we just started talking about like potential plots. And after that, we had like, thank you very much. Yes, Tenchi Muyo Magic Knight Raiders.
5-hour-long voice chat a couple days ago.
Yeah. So that's how we basically came up with the anime, the fake anime. Battle Stars Galactic Chefs. We just got to the point where the Great Sage, or the apprentice of the Great Sage, showed up. I gotta be up.
Go to bed, Rocco.
Oh, yeah, sleep so much. Yeah. You take care.
Try and take care of your honk champs.
We'll do our best. I have to thank you all. Maguda, Great Scott Who, Lucas Epic VT, Charm, Atea, Nitro, Starshine, Ochiko. Thank you all so much for the follows. That's so sweet of you.
I am going to. I do not normally stream clown stuff. I do chill building games. I'm gonna shout myself out if anyone else is, just in case.
Okay, so the Great Sage. So the Great Sage character that we've got is actually based off our friend Skunky VT. And
Can we
did you just
get
give
a
it?
pic of Skunky real quick? I did. There's 100 people here.
Yeah, let me get Skunky really quick. I'm gonna get the actual like shocked face image. There we go. That's Skunky.
Yeah. There he is. Shocked, amazed.
So yeah, Skunky.
Honestly, I think he should have glasses.
I mean, yeah, he does. He has very fancy sort of Magic Knight Ray Earth inspired glasses. But yeah, so Skunky, like Naomi, comes from a planet that has been overtaken by the great Lord Maw and his forces. And Skunky is definitely much more standoffish than the cast, Kentaro and Naomi and Nightbug. He's got a real chip on his shoulder and everything, and it turns out the reason that he has a chip on his shoulder is because his planet was betrayed by somebody. He lost his master to a fellow, like one of the other apprentices that he looked up to betrayed him and his planet, and it got his master, the Great Sage, killed. And it got his planet destroyed and everything. And now he has been on the run in the galaxy trying to find a way to defeat the great Lord Maw. Whereas Naomi is a melee fighter for the most part. She summons things like cooking utensils, like giant forks and knives and spatulas and frying pans and all of that fun stuff. Yeah, rolling pins. Skunky... I'm sorry?
I burped, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Skunky is definitely more of the mage archetype. So when I was thinking of him, I was thinking of a lot of the flowing robes from Magic Knight Ray Earth and Tenchi Muyo with like the big ass pauldrons and everything. He's got a really slick style. He's got very pretty glasses. His wand, he's got a spell book, which is honestly just a cookbook. And he's got a wand, but the wand is, what did we say? It was like a steak fork. It's really
one of those big like carving forks that you can like, it's got the two prongs and you hold the meat while you carve.
Yeah. You hold it there. So it's literally, it's kind of like a tiny little Bident sort of deal. Ta-da. And I was thinking like, it's got like a wooden handle and everything and probably some jewels and everything on it.
Oh, it's super blinged up.
It's super pretty. It's very pretty. It's very magical looking, but it's a fucking steak fork. It's a carving fork.
It is very much like, there is a lot of food, like visual stuff going on. We've got a Coke bottle spaceship. We've got a bowl of rice spaceship. We've got a gumball or jawbreaker spaceship. There's a lot of food and utensil imagery.
Yep. Okay, there we go. I needed to
I was thinking actually just now, I bet Skunky doesn't do like cooking spells, but there are a lot of elemental spells that you can have as cooking spells, like fire. Fire is elemental to cooking.
Fire,
water is elemental to cooking. So when you like combine these two things as he's, fighting people, there's a lot, like he could have them like have cooking names.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely he's definitely got like this spell book and everything, and then the spells that he shoots are definitely more elemental, like ice, fire, water, wind, all that fun stuff. That's his element. And he's very standoffish to the group at first because he really doesn't, he's like, our planets are dying. Flambe! Oh my god, great Scott, that's genius!
Excellent. I love it.
That's so smart. Yes. He's like shouts flambe and it shoots fire from his little wand and everything. It's great.
Instead of fireball, it's flambe.
Yes. Oh my god, that's brilliant. But yeah, that's him, and he's more of a standoffish loner type of character because he's very upset about I mean, obviously his planet got fucking eaten, and the Princess of Aquatica, instead of trying to find the rebellion, crashed onto the planet, and in his effort to find her, he is also now stranded on the planet. And it's like,
This stupid planet
This
is just a
stupid
magnet
planet.
for spaceships. It ruins them.
it ruins them, and it's like, it takes forever to possibly get off, and he needs to join up with the rebellion, goddammit! How else is he going to defeat the Great Lord Maw and get revenge for his planet?
And avenge all of the people, but mostly his beloved mentor, that have been eaten.
Yes, the Great Sage. He has to avenge the Great Sage.
He has to.
He has to. But yeah, so, but over time, you know, of course, it's a comedy anime, so it's not too serious most of the time. I
bet there's an episode where Yami and Skunky are like, maybe we can take apart one of our busted spaceships and put the parts in the other busted spaceship and have one functioning spaceship and one extra busted spaceship.
The only problem
Except neither of them know how to fix a
neither of them
spaceship.
know how to fix a spaceship. Exactly.
It's not something either of their curriculums covered.
They just end up with a giant pile of scraps on both ends.
Yeah. It's just a huge mess. They've made all. It's going to be even harder to repair either of them now.
Exactly. Good job. So, because he has nothing else to do, Skunky, like Naomi, ends up joining Kentaro at his school. Wasn't there an arc of Archie Sonic about this? About spaceships? Maybe.
Maybe he starts going to school mostly because he's like, what are you even doing here, Princess of Aquatica? And she's like, well, I'm going to school. And he's like, that's so dumb. I'm following you. So try and convince you to not do this and leave.
And of course, like the students are like...
He ends up like caring about the school and like his grades or whatever.
Kentaro, who is this? This is my other cousin. He's from Europe.
Just the whole continent of Europe.
Yep. All the student body immediately falls for it. All the teachers fall for it. They're like, wow, Europe, that's amazing.
Yeah, the people at the school are extremely gullible.
The girls are all like, oh my gosh, he's European. They're so sensitive.
He's so cool and suave. And he's just like, don't talk to me. I'm trying to get everyone to leave.
He's very
Bloom?
Bonk the clown. All right, fine. I don't know if you
did. She bonked you.
Well, I didn't even notice it. Didn't hit me very hard, did you, bitch?
It's one of those giant squeaky hammers.
There you go. But yeah, like he slowly over time starts to warm up to the protag, of course, and he slowly starts to like Earth and everything like that. And then he's like, I guess this planet isn't so bad. He's coming around. He's just a big old tsundere. He's gonna be friends with them. You know he is.
I mean, he's probably still the most gung-ho to leave. But maybe it's motivated more from a desire to be like, we have to protect Earth and all the other places that haven't been eaten yet, rather than I need to avenge all of the people that have died.
No, for the moment anyways. Once season 2 rolls around, that's gonna change.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like of course they keep going on adventures for most of season 1, and of course like there's just all sorts of shenanigans. Uni keeps showing up to like try and pawn off items on them that will totally fix the ship, you guys. But the parts end up like getting broken or lost, or they don't work.
Or he pawns things off on you that'll totally catch that hedgehog, you guys.
Yeah.
And then they don't because they're broken, or the instruction manual is horrible, or like you just can't figure out how to work it.
That gosh darn con man. But yeah, things like that. And then of course it gets towards, I want to say, the final quarter of the first season, and this is where we start getting into some real antagonists. Now, for the most part, Team Takeout, which consists of me, Soot, and Charles, like, all we've really done is, like, been a hassle, and maybe we've almost stolen the hedgehog.
Mhm.
But after months of not receiving like actual proper updates, you know, this is where it starts to get back to the actual bosses of Lord Ma's empire and everything. And this is where we get the first look at some of the heavy hitters of the anime, of the actual like enemies.
Yeah, we've been doing our fun slice of life, rambunctious adventure. Now we're getting into magic and battle shit.
All right, so you ready for who the bosses are, guys? Are you ready for who the
hype?
bosses are?
Who could we possibly have picked
So
to be the bosses for season 2?
there is one other element that I guess we forgot to mention. It's the fact that in Lord Ma's empire, there's a ranking system. And how good of a fighter you are is like determined and shown by like how many stars you have on your ship. Team Takeout is the lowest of the low. They are a single star unit. There are, however, people who are 3 stars, and these are the strongest, and they are so rare that there are only 3 of them, and they are a special unit. They are basically the kill force of Lord Ma's empire. They run shit. They keep it running for him, and they go by some specific names. So here we go.
There's a reason the thing is named Battle Stars.
Yes.
Galactic Chefs.
It's
not just a fun pun.
We have Guy, the Crimson Star.
Yes, we do.
And he's Guy Fieri.
He is.
He's Guy Fieri.
He pretty much is. I think maybe he has little like, it's like he's like an alien version of Guy Fieri. It's still a lot of like flame motifs and like a big sunglasses, but maybe he's like blue or something.
He's got he's huge. He's got a posse that rides around with him in his like flame painted vehicles and everything, because of course he does. He's got the frosted tips, but they're, you know, they're not normal hair, they're like alien spikes and everything. And of course he has the sunglasses.
Maybe they're actually on fire sometimes.
Maybe he's a big melee fighter. He's a real big melee fighter, and he has all of his jobbers with him.
He does. He's the mook guy.
Yeah, he's the mook guy. Out of all of the every single one of the stars, he's definitely the weakest. And the main reason that he wants to handle this job is because it's like, oh, it's one hedgehog, oh, it's one planet. The Princess of Aquatica and one of the apprentices, the Princess of Aquatica and the Apprentice of the Great Sage and one of the last Arborean hedgehogs is all on one planet. I'm just gonna go get that. It'll be a great gift for the boss, Flavor Town. And then he just like gets in his flame painted spaceship and goes off to Earth.
It should be named Flavor Town.
It should be named Flavor Town.
The spaceship should be named Flavor Town.
It should be shaped like a pepper.
I was thinking like a big sandwich, but honestly, pepper, I enjoy it.
He loves the spice.
He does.
So he goes off to Earth and he gets beaten. He's like the big boss of season 1. He's like the final boss of season 1, and he gets beaten with all their powers combined.
I think there's like an episode or 2 of like, oh gosh, he's here. And then your team Takeout, like, is going to him and is like, well, we know a lot about where everything is, and we can offer you that information if you let us fucking off this planet. And then he is very rude to you.
He calls us losers. Losers.
Yeah. He probably has some of his guys beat you up.
Yeah.
Which is I think maybe the final kick in the pants to your team's redemption arc. Like, the organization that you have been working for clearly doesn't value you.
No.
You've discovered all of these wonderful recipes here on Earth. You've come closer as a team, and screw that guy.
Yeah, and like at some point I think like when probably breaking into Guy's ship, they probably find us in the dungeon and we're so hungry. And they give us food, and it's like, you twerps would give us food? And that's like the final, oh, well, why would we keep working for the Empire when like these losers gave us food? So that's when we changed teams officially. And with all of our powers combined, we beat Guy the Crimson Star and we send him running back to the Empire.
I think there's like a slow reduction in his mooks over a couple of episodes, and that's like the final arc of the season, the final mini arc. It's like 2 or 3 episodes maybe of like him showing up, him being an asshole, Team Chef beating up various guys of his, and then him inter interspersed with all of the your emotional redemption arc and how that all comes to its conclusion. Yeah.
I don't want to give Team Takeout too much credit, but I want to say that we definitely probably have a hand in actually being
in the
his
final
downfall.
battle with Guy.
Yeah. And so that's how he loses. And then he gets back on his ship and he returns to the Empire with his tail between his legs.
Runs away like a little bit.
Yeah. And that ends season 1, which then leads us into season 2. Season 2 is where now let me pull up the script really quick. So things get more serious. He's defeated and he runs off. Now, do we want them in space at this point?
Who in space?
Do we want the main crew in space? Like, they fix up the spaceship and they start heading to space, or is this like the part where
I think there's maybe more of a push. It's like, we got to get the ships fixed. People know that we're here now. We got to get this done. But I think maybe they're still not in space, because otherwise it's going to make it harder for the next guy to, find them.
Maybe like they get into space halfway through the season, would you say?
I mean, maybe. I guess it kind of depends on like what exactly the content of the second season episodes is.
Well, I feel like if they defeat or like get into space by the halfway point of the second season, then they would have the opportunity to like use the other half of the second season either to fight the Sapphire Star and to like meet up with the rebellion, because like the third season, if they've not met up with the rebellion, then they have to fit a lot into the third season, which is meeting up with the rebellion, defeating the last star, and then defeating Lord Maw. And that's a lot of things to cram in one season.
Okay, so let's percentage this out. Let's say the Sapphire Star, who we still haven't introduced, and we should do that, shows up around 25% of the way through season 2. So there's like this moment of like, oh shit, we need to anticipate, we need to train, and there's like maybe one last moment of levity there, and then the Sapphire Star shows up and they're like, oh shit, maybe we can beat him up and take his spaceship.
I mean, if they at least beat him up and take components of his spaceship, then they can probably get theirs fixed.
Yeah.
At least enough to get off the planet, and then like,
I'm not saying that they do actually end up beating him up and take his. I'm saying that's a thought in their minds, is like the next guy who comes along, we should be a bit more proactive about stealing his spaceship. But
and then it turns out that the second person the person who came along was the Sapphire Star, and shit gets crazy.
Sapphire Star.
Yeah.
The blue flame burns the hottest.
Yes, the Sapphire Star, and we went with I know that you keep saying Ego, but we actually went with like what was it, Simon Ego?
Yeah, because you guys remember Ratatouille, the critic? We were thinking he would be really fun, but then it turns out he was actually based off of a real French critic, and his name was Simone something, and the movie critic's name is Anton Ego. So we just kind of took a little bit from each name. Simone Ego, Simon Ego.
Was it Simon? Anton Ego based on who? I want to double check. It says here that Anton Ego appears to be loosely based on Giulio Andrade.
What? That's not the. Let me see if I can find the review I was looking at. Hmm. That's that one.
We could just call him Ego, though.
I mean, it's a very easy to remember name. I'm not being able to. Okay, Anton is possibly based off of Derek Selbach.
Okay, this is too many names. We're just gonna call him Ego.
Yeah, there's too many people here.
Yeah, this is too many people.
He's the Ratatouille chef.
He's the Ratatouille critic.
He's the Ratatouille critic, not the Ratatouille chef. I do like Ego, because he's got an ego. He is an asshole.
Okay, so Ego, the Sapphire Star, is the other apprentice that was training under the Great Sage, who then betrayed the entire planet that Skunky was from, and got the Great Sage killed. And basically,
so there's a lot of beef.
There's a lot of beef. There's a lot of drama.
There's so much beef.
Basically, his whole thing was that it actually kind of goes into his backstory. It doesn't really go into Guy's, but it kind of goes into his. He very much is all about quality. He thinks that only the best deserve to even exist. It's like, what's the point of like all of this ridiculous food? It's like, it's worthless. It's not the best that it could be. Why even deal with it?
Silly junk food made by random schmoes who don't know what they're doing. This is awful.
Yes. So yeah, he now I can see the glory of the stream and not just hear it. There's not much to see. I'm just sketching stuff. But yeah, he's very much a snob. He's very much a critic. He considers himself to be like head of quality control for Lord Ma's empire and all that fun stuff.
All about efficiency, standards, following procedure. If there's a recipe and he has determined it to be the best recipe, there's not room for deviation.
Yeah.
You don't get to add your own little flourishes.
His whole thing is that he basically was like, well, the planet, he basically deemed his own planet to not be up to par, not to meet the grade. And so he decided that it wasn't worth keeping around. So he sacrificed it to Lord Ma and let Lord Ma's empire in past the barriers and got everybody killed, including his teacher, so that he could basically secure his own future. Skunky's real pissed about it. As you can
understandable. Imagine. His planet was not mid. Don't say that about Skunky's planet.
Can't believe you'd call Skunky's planet mid.
Wow.
As if he's not still in grieving over having lost it. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we know you can throw around spaceships and shit, but that's just a mean thing to say.
Yeah, honestly, Sen, what the hell? But yeah, so there's that whole thing with that, and it kind of comes to a head in a big climactic battle where Ego's facing off against Skunky. And he's like, you were never as good as me. You'll never be as good as me. And you can't beat me. And Skunky is like, you're right. I'll never be as good as you. But I don't have to, at least not when I'm by myself. And oh shit, here comes the power of friendship, baby. And that's when the rest of the crew shows up. And together they manage to defeat Ego. And I guess steal a very important component of his ship.
Well, I was thinking not that they would necessarily steal it, but they would attempt to steal it. And he scrambles back onto the ship and closes it and emergency launches so they can't. And that's why he is in such a, oh shit, now I have to go back and tell the boss that I failed.
Well, if they don't get the component from his ship though, then where do they get it?
They finally talked Uni into actually just fixing the ship instead of selling them the parts.
Ah, okay, I see what you were trying to do.
Or they can they get Uni to take them? Be like,
well, I mean, Uni could have also stolen it when nobody was looking.
That would be very Uni.
And they're like, we didn't get the part. And Uni's like, oh, you mean this part? And I'll sell it to you for a decent price.
I'll sell it to you for one delicious dumpster juice dipped chicken wing.
Oh my god, yeah. Dumpster juice chicken wing. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Maybe a
Supa.
drumstick.
Supa, thank you so much for the follow. And Zenith, thank you for the follow. That's so sweet of you guys. I feel like Uni would probably be like, I'll give it to you, but I get to eat meals for free now whenever I want at the restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Give it to you for one free food for life ticket at your family's restaurant. Because Kentaro's family's restaurant is actually extremely good.
Yep. Oh, Zenith, by the way, thank you for the dude. Oh, come on, damn it. There we go. But yeah, so then they get launched into space, and for the second half, does Sin come on the space adventure, do you think? Surely he does.
I think he probably does, but I think he's also just like very chill in the background about it.
Definitely.
Like he's like, I'll watch the ship. Like he's the guy who usually is like, I'll watch the ship and just eat this delicious alien watermelons.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There's an episode where they get stranded on an alien planet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they kind of
briefly stranded.
Briefly
not like
stranded.
The Earth thing.
Yeah, briefly stranded on an alien planet. It's actually
Camping.
it's a camping episode, everybody. It's beach episode 2.0. Aren't you so excited?
They have to like recharge the ship's solar panels or something. It just needs to gas up for a weekend.
Yep.
And so they find a nice private place away from like any major population centers, and they just chill out. And why not, do some primitive kind of cooking over an actual fire.
Yep. It's basically just a nice little detour before they find the rebellion and join up with it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like the end of season 3, they get to the rebellion, and of course then we also cut back to like the Empire, and we finally
season 2.
You're right, season 2. We cut back and we finally get to see the last. Well, we don't get to see him really.
We those like really close-up shots where you just see like the anime man's mouth, and so you can just see his expression or whatever.
So the last star. So Ego gets home, and obviously he's a bit nervous because, oh no, he failed.
Yeah, and important bits of his ship got stolen, and he was maybe bragging a little bit about how easy it would be where people could hear him, and he didn't fucking live up to that standard now, did you, Anton?
And he definitely, he's not Anton, he's just Ego.
Yeah, sorry, did you, Ego?
He's definitely not, he probably didn't get permission to go off and like hunt down this little ragtag group on a backwater planet. There's more important things to worry about.
Be doing something else.
So both he and Guy are very nervous, sitting in a room, waiting for someone.
Probably a big conference table.
And this next one, we've had the Crimson Star, we've had the Sapphire Star, but the last 3-star general of the Empire is simply known as the Gold Standard.
He's not the star, he's the standard.
He is the Gold Standard. He is the biggest, baddest boss under Lord Maw himself. And he walks in, and you don't see his face. Not really. You don't see all of him. You just kind of see, close-ups.
Like a silhouette kind of a thing, or like close-ups of very specific parts.
Yeah. And by the way, you guys, you should definitely take a guess as to who it is.
Yeah. What character or real life person do you think we've based this last guy on? I'm so curious what y'all think. I want to know if any of you can follow our weird thought processes yet.
I think it's actually been pretty obvious, but you zoom out from that and you're just kind of like looking at the building from the outside, and all of a sudden the building that they're in begins to shake.
You got it.
He got it.
First guess. Good job, old King Null.
Ramsey, the gold standard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the building begins to shake, and you cut back into the building, and Brock? Who the fuck
From
is Brock?
Pokemon?
From Pokemon? Yeah, I was about to say. No, it's it cuts back into the building, and you just see that both Guy and Ego are like beaten nearly half to death and cowering together in a corner, as Ramsey just looms over both of them. And it's like, I guess I'll just have to do it myself. And he turns and he leaves. And yeah, that introduces the second to last boss, Brock Cook. He even owned a drying pan. You mean a frying pan?
I assume Tin is referring to a hilarious joke episode of some flavor.
Oh, right. When Brock holds the frying pan over his head. No, it's a drying pan. I love donuts. Jelly filled are my favorite. But yeah, like, oh god, I keep getting off track. But yeah, that's basically how season 2 wraps up. And then we get to go into season 3. Season 3 is like they're all in space now. They've met up with the rebellion. So Gordon Ramsay is probably like the halfway point boss, I'd say.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And they get to have a lot of cool battles. They get to have a lot of cool adventures. They get to meet a lot of cool people. This is probably where I feel like a lot of our other friends show up in the background. Like, Dan, probably.
Gloom, maybe.
Gloom, definitely. Yeah, because this is where, like, we can fit in a lot of weird-looking aliens and everything.
Yeah, just a lot of new characters as well. It's like the group has been fairly small, but now we're really intentionally reaching out and making contacts with people.
Right. So, like, if they're not officers or something, then they're like characters in backgrounds that are just hanging out or doing their own thing or preparing for the war and whatnot.
Yeah. They have their own, like, little team of rebellion guys who are doing shit. Like, they're off doing Rogue One while we're doing Star Wars.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my, I forgot.
There's a spin-off anime about... Oh god, that's horrifying.
I forgot that Fire Alpaca counts the sketch that's underneath it. Hold on. Where'd I put that fucking sketch, man?
Oh gosh.
There, nope, that's not it. There it is.
It was like he was wrinkly.
He's just
there we go.
Yeah, he's just a little wrinkly. Nothing to worry about. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, they're having their fun stuff. It's a load of fun.
So yeah, season 3 it's a little bit of a return to the slice of life exploration vibe of early season 1, but with like alien planets and cuisines. And like there is still the constant looming threat of like Lord Ma, and he's actually starting to like pay attention to this group, and maybe we should do something about that. But hey, it's time for a good old-fashioned roast farzelnab. So we'll talk about it after we eat.
Farzelnab? What?
I don't know. I just came up with a weird alien thing.
Oh, I'm here for it. Ramsey, the gold standard, shows up. He is like an incredibly hard boss. Mainly because he I never actually considered it, but not only should he be like super proficient melee wise, but maybe he has some sort of ability that just like allows him, like, you know how like cast fear is a thing? Like maybe when he speaks or something, like he's just able to utilize people's fears against them, or maybe he has like a really imposing aura.
He does. He has like JoJo aura.
Yeah, he has like JoJo aura. But he's a very, very hard fight. It is
He has a meat tenderizer as his melee weapon.
Do you think somebody loses like an arm?
Oh dang, that would be dramatic as fuck.
It would be dramatic as hell. But it would also kind of like follow the thing of Star Wars, wouldn't it?
I mean, are we going? I mean, we could go Star Wars, but are we going Star Wars, or are we going anime, or are we going all of it? Who's gonna lose an arm?
I mean, I don't know. Could be Skunky. Could be Ken.
I was gonna say it could be Kentaro.
It could be Kentaro.
Because he doesn't have a set character design in the friend group, so we can give him as many cyborg limbs as we want.
Dude,
really.
Are we gonna like tear off a middle schooler's arm?
I mean,
maybe that's too dark.
He's graduated high school.
Maybe that's too dark.
I mean, do you want to tear off someone else's arm?
I mean, maybe.
Kenta no more arm.
Kenta no more arm. But yeah.
Sin seems to be in favor of tearing off the middle schooler's arm.
What if we like tear off Sin's arm and he gets a really cool cybernetic?
I mean, that would be pretty dang cool.
Sin, do you want like a really cool cybernetic arm?
He can be like the Winter Soldier, have a cool robot arm.
Oh, look at the little guy. He's so cute.
It would also it would sort of emphasize how hard of a fight Ramsey is, because Sin has been sort of the quiet background bruiser of the group for like a season and a half at this point.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Sin loves robot arms. I think that might be the vibe.
Okay. Sin gets the robot arm. Sin, you're losing your arm, but don't worry, you're getting another one.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Sin's the type of character in our anime that would definitely have like a huge fan base. Mm-hmm. He doesn't speak. He barely has any lines. He's mostly in the background, and that's why people love him so much.
Because they can just project whatever the heck they want onto him.
Well, it's like that thing where it's like your fave never shows up at all.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, he reminds me a little bit of Chad from Bleach.
I never watched Bleach.
Chad is the big guy who's like from Mexico, and he doesn't speak Japanese very well, so he just doesn't a lot of the time.
Oh, okay.
And he has I didn't watch this part of Bleach either, but he has like not quite hollow powers. He has some kind of magical spiritual punching arms.
Okay.
And he's just a really decent guy, but he does not talk.
Yeah, I've never watched Bleach, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
I mean, I watched like 3 episodes.
I mean, is he
All the rest of it has
really
been
beloved
fan fiction.
Is he a real beloved character?
I think people enjoy him.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of fanfic.
Okay.
Of a specific kind.
That's the Bleach. I mean, yeah, it's like an anime from like the early odds. I can believe that.
See, Scott knows who I'm talking about.
Oh my god.
Scott's the one who gave us the flambe idea.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I trust Scott. I trust Scott with my life at this point.
Scott can be, Scott, we can absorb Scott into that. You want to be a background character that shows up for like 30 seconds, Scott?
Yeah, Scott. Do you want to be a background character in the anime and get like immediately killed off? I promise
you get like exploded to show that Ramsey is actually a huge problem.
What's that one? The Wilhelm scream. Scott's gonna get
Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, Scott's gonna get blown up, and there's just gonna be the Wilhelm scream sound effect. Oh man, that's perfect.
Scott dies, and Sin's arm gets blown off. And that's how we know that Ramsey is a big bad dude.
Yeah, actually, Scott, that would be pretty funny if, like, you're about to get blown up and you don't even... There's not even, like, a spell caster around or anything, not even a sage, and your one single line is, flambe, and you just blow up.
And for a brief second, for, like, just a split second, everyone's like, you blew yourself up? And then it's like, oh, wait, no, actually, there's this big... There's a guy who needs to come to kill you. But for a second,
everybody's literally he's like flambe blows up, everybody's like Did he just blow himself up with a spell? And then no, it's actually Gordon. It's Gordon. It's Ramsay, the gold standard, who blew poor Scott up.
Welcome back, Skunky.
Scott,
Did you know that you are a magic caster who has a sort of a carving fork wand that you cast fireballs? I'm sorry, flambe out of?
It's wonderful.
It's good.
What should be the spell name for when he casts ice?
Freezer burn.
Oh my god, that's so smart, Nightbug.
Mm-hmm. I think a combined fire water would be boil.
Make steam.
Mm-hmm. I mean, steam is probably. I mean, steam, boil. There should be one for like water though. But the only things I can think of that are like water and cooking are like not very threatening.
Maybe you could call it soak. You could call it
I was thinking simmer.
Simmer. There you go. There you go.
Or like, well, just because I'm like, what do you do with water in the kitchen? You put it in a pot to, make things with. You wash dishes off with it. Neither of those things are particularly threatening.
Sous vide. So yeah, I do agree with Scott though. Simmer is fire again. What's a fancy bottled water that you get served at a restaurant?
Sparkling water?
Would you just call it agua?
Oh, you know how you get like fucking like Fiji water? It's like the water spell is, it's like purify or something.
Okay, I see. I cast Dasani. The enemy immediately dissolves. You might as well as cast Aqua Regia on them.
Oh, don't cast that one.
Yeah.
That one's for great sages only.
That's what Dasani is. That's what Dasani is. Or Dasani is like the child spell of the greater magic spell, Aqua Regia.
Dasani's like
hydrate. That's super smart, Scott.
The weakened version.
Yeah, Dasani is the weakened version of Aqua Regia. Hydrate's so smart though. Hydrate's very smart.
Hydrate is like Skunky has joined the gardening club to grow spices, and he's like watering. Oh, it's a party buff. You know what? That makes sense.
Oh, it's like it's a group healing. It's got like water effects.
It's like a little sparkly like thing that comes out of the wand, and it's like a little splash, a refreshing spritz of water to get everyone to focus up.
Let's see. What other things can like I'm trying to think. Most things when it comes to like cooking though, like freezer burn is for ice, flambe is for fire, but like sous vide is just boiling water, simmer is just boiling water.
Yeah, a lot of cooking is the combination of fire.
Broil is just heat again.
Maybe that's why there are 2 prongs on the wand. So you can dual cast.
Oh, like both for fire and what? Like both fire and cold?
So like you can cast flambe and it'll shoot a fireball out of both little prongs. But you can cast boil and it'll shoot a superheated jet of water.
Oh, I see.
It's like the combo.
I see.
That's why it doubles.
You may be onto something there. Man, I could make such a pretty looking carving fork as well. Like I wanted to have gem.
Fancy.
It's got a nice solid wood handle. The metal is real pretty, and it's got gems along like the actual neck of the fork and everything.
You probably can't get a fork like that ever again because all of those like metals and gems are for a planet that has been eaten.
Yeah, Skunky, sorry about your master being devoured and your fellow student that you looked up to betraying your whole planet. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, Nyami is back. Were you here for the various the critics, the three big bad guys? We have Guy the Crimson Flame, and Ego the Sapphire Star, and Ramsey the Gold Standard.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we should change Guy to the Crimson Flame.
Oh, I keep saying that. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just thinking, like, Ramsey the Gold Standard has a specific name.
I mean, maybe that makes sense that they all have kind of
their official titles, and they're like the 3 stars, yeah. So,
yeah, but they're all just a little bit different.
Well, then again, if Guy's the Crimson Flame, then Ego's the only one who's the Sapphire Star and is also a star.
Well, what is his thing? Because Guy, I get Guy is the mook guy and the brute, and like he has his sort of big tank food truck that he drives around. Ramsey is just a beast in physical combat, and he has his fear aura. What is Ego's?
And apparently he can blow people up. He blew up Scott. He fucking blew up Scott.
He got back at
Scotty, no!
We were kind of workshopping some spell things for Skunky to throw around and use.
Well, actually, remember how you said that Ego uses blue flames?
I was thinking because
they burn harder.
Because the blue flame is the hottest part, and it's that tight, contained little precision efficiency thing.
So I guess Ego would be the Sapphire Judge is actually really good.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. Guy,
The Crimson Flame, the Sapphire Judge, the Gold Standard.
Oh, is he the Crimson Flame, or is he the Crimson Devourer? Or is that too close to Maw? It's too wordy.
Yeah, that's Maw's job.
That's Maw's job.
That's pretty much your job, Scott. Yeah, you show up for 5 seconds, you get like one funny line, and then you explode along with Sin's arm to show what a big threat the last guy is.
Flambe? Question mark? Boom.
Yeah, you kind of get wharfed right away, or caught in the epicenter of a wharf event. He's known as the Grim Eater.
Ooh.
That's good. I like that. But we've got this color theme going on.
I do like...
Maybe they can have more titles.
Okay, let's see here.
Maybe he was the Grim Eater before he was the Sapphire thing.
That was because Flame.
Back when he was just another apprentice under the Great Sage, he was the Grim Eater.
He was known as Grim because he had such a grim attitude. He was always so committed to his work. He never wanted to go out with drinks with his buddy. But Skunky, you admired him because of how dedicated he was to the craft. And then he fucking betrayed all of you. He betrayed all of you, Skunky, and got everybody you loved and knew killed.
Where does Alton Brown fit in? Is he the mad scientist behind the scenes?
You know, actually, what's the one woman that used all the butter?
Paula Deen?
Yeah, Paula Deen.
Paula Deen, y'all!
I was wondering, it's like, could we fit like a reference to Paula Deen and maybe some other shelves somewhere? In like,
I mean, we've got to have a whole crowd of people for Guy to be bossing around. Although I think Alton Brown deserves better than that from us. Maybe Alton Brown is one of the leaders of the Resistance?
Or they could also just be like aliens on planets that the group visits. Like, the Butter Planet is Paula Deen's kingdom or something. It's just butter.
Butterworld. Well, okay, but does Butterworld still exist, or did it get eaten ages ago? Because butter's really tasty.
No. They kept it around because butter is so tasty. They keep Paula Deen rocks up and is like, "Oh, please help me, rebellion. They keep sending I don't know how Paula Deen sounds, by the way. I'm sorry.
It's like a deep Southern thing.
Oh, please save me, rebellion. They keep sending all the children into the butter mines, and it's not stable down there. We've had 4 collapses this week."
Oh, wow, that's a lot of collapses. I was actually thinking maybe she is one of the leaders who bent the knee and send like exorbitant amounts of butter off planet, and like her people are starving.
Oh, I do kind of like Noel's idea. Paula Deen is a previous star who failed one too many times. Maybe she's like a second star who could never measure up to the other 3. And so she's bitter about the fact that she's only a 2-star warrior.
Does the
Imagine
butter planet host a butterball where the center of attention is the glorious turkey dinner? It might.
Now imagine
can
Paula
be
Deen
from the butter
casting
planet.
D&D spell Bones of Earth, but butter. Look it up.
Pillars of butter. Oh dear.
Isn't there like a quicksand spell or something?
Oh, and it's just butter.
It's just butter. It's just butter. He's just
Honestly,
stepping butter.
I love butter. It's very important to my mental well-being to eat butter in dishes, but I don't think I would be comfortable with a giant pool of butter.
I gotta write down some names.
Baby cat. What did you do, baby cat?
She's still known as the Queen of Butter.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Empress of Butter or something like that. The Warlord of Butter. We'd have to change her name, of course. Guy, Ego, Ramsey. Oh, well, you know what?
I mean, if we actually did this, we'd rub the names off a little bit better than that.
Okay, but Ramsey, like, if we give him like a kingish theme and everything, then Ramsey is also like it's like, oh no, it's not Gordon Ramsay. It's Ramsey is in the Pharaoh Ramsey.
You mean Ramesses?
Nope. No, I do not.
Okay.
But
I was thinking
that's what I'm referring to,
horns.
but yeah, we just call him Ramsey.
I was thinking like big spiraling sheep horns.
Ooh.
Like he's a ram.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
And maybe he headbutts some folks.
Oh, definitely. He definitely headbutts some folks.
I think he would enjoy it. I think it would be good enrichment for him.
Emerald Lagasse is the retired from evil chef in the back. Yeah, I don't know how Emerald sounds. He's like, I used to work for the Great Maw. Takes a puff off a cigarette. Then he ate my arms.
Just the arms.
Don't ask me how he lifted the cigarette to his mouth.
You know how Skunky like drinks the tea, like he holds it up with his foot?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly
so,
like that.
Like maybe like all of the background characters are either people from our friend group or like real world chefs and critics that we have just kind of slapped some funny horns on, or like like Star Trek alien vibes.
There you go.
It's clearly the guy from Iron Chef, but also he's green now.
Emerald lost his arms, but he has postamancy limbs. Oh, there you go. There you go.
That makes sense with the whole, like, he's got big noodly arms. It's like a Doc Ock kind of vibe.
Jamie Oliver's definitely on the team evil, though. We can all agree on that, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Never forgive him for what he did to fried rice. I showed my husband that episode. Oh my god, it was so fucking funny watching him get actually angry in the living room.
How dare you? We should do, gosh, this is a niche reference, but there's the Great British Baking Show.
Oh yeah.
Once upon a time, they did a themed week, and they did Mexican food.
Oh, not the avocado. God
the avocado. We need that specific person who did that to a poor avocado.
She's a nice lady. Be nice to her.
She doesn't know how to handle the avocado.
She does. She's never worked with one before.
For that, I sentenced her to be part of Guy Fieri's Mook Squad.
Okay, you know what though? Hold on. I'll let her be in the show, but she's got to be on Team Good, and she's got to just be like in the background peeling an avocado with like an apple peeler. Like it's just a span. You just like pan over
I'll
it.
accept a reference to the moment so that no one can ever forget it. I was just thinking we need to fill out the Mook Squad for Guy a little bit. Maybe some not hugely famous but like on TV chefs would do the job.
I mean, Paula Deen could definitely be part of Guy's Mook Squad.
Gosh, that would be so insulting to Paula Deen.
It would be so insulting to Paula Deen.
We have to do it immediately.
I almost feel bad for putting Guy actually on the villain side because like he's such a cool guy.
He is. Maybe like part of the way through season 3 they do it again and they like convert Guy to the side of good.
No. He definitely stays a villain, but like he is a good guy though.
Yeah. I mean, in real life, he's a good guy. In this anime world we've created, he's a villain.
I mean, in good real life, I'm a good guy, and in real life, Soot is pure evil, and yet, you know,
He's Meowth now.
he's Meowth now. So look at him. Look at him. He's just a little guy. I still don't know about this design. I'll probably take this back to the workshop. But I like the way it's going.
Mm-hmm.
So like in Tenchi Muyo specifically, and like you're not gonna have. In order to animate things, you typically want to not go too crazy on design elements.
That's what I was saying,
the more fine details that you have, the harder it is to animate something.
Mm-hmm. You want to keep it simple.
Yeah, so I definitely want to add enough details to his design that it's like, oh, he's clearly identifiable and he's clearly not from around here. He's an alien, but
he's a funny little guy.
He's a funny little guy. I do like this one. I'm not sure about the two little
danglies.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the danglies. I do want him to have some danglies because I want them to be like ears. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I could also just have
little shorter but crinkled danglies, like coming off the top and arcing back.
Maybe I could also have like one big dangly that drags behind him, like a tail.
A tail would be funny.
Yeah, it comes all the way down and it kind of. Hold on, really quick. Let me.
Oh, I think I've seen him with like a really long tassel on the hood before.
Yeah, you have. It like comes like all the way down and then sort of.
If you do a really long one, then that's a really perfect excuse to put hats on him.
Like that kind of thing. It just kind of circles around and everything. Mm-hmm. And then when he's walking, it kind of like drags behind him. Mm-hmm, like drag, stop, drag, stop, drag, stop. Or it kind of like waves, like the little bell waves back and forth like this when he walks.
I bet it makes little jinglies.
Yeah, just like jingle, 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 that sort of thing.
You can always hear when he's coming because, you know, he's got freaking bells on.
Yeah. Actually, that'd be a really good united theme symbol for Team Takeout is like if we all have bells somewhere on our item, like somewhere on our outfits.
That would be cute.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, these, maybe we're all from the same planet or something. We're not all clowns, but we're all from like a circus planet.
Yes. Which
we ate.
Yeah, it did get deep fried.
It did get deep fried, yeah. We ate our own planet so that nobody else could eat it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if the planet's gonna get eaten anyway.
Yeah. It's like if we don't eat it, somebody else will eat it. Lord Maw's literally like 5 feet away. So we just ate our own planet and became a nomad species in space.
I like to think that it's very much like a on-the-road circus kind of vibe with your species. Like, it's still hilarious and funny and there's jingles all the time, but like it is, oh wow, just stretch and skew the man, huh?
Yeah.
But it's very much like this is a smaller life now. This is a less safe. I need to like stop looking so I can finish my thought. Like we're less secure than we were back when we had a planet, but also we did it to ourselves just so we wouldn't die. I literally had to close my eyes. What were you doing?
Nothing at all.
I don't believe that.
I was just making him do a little dance.
I mean, can you imagine if that was how anime people, like, if that was how dances were animated?
I could technically animate him to do that, but unfortunately it's not very it's not very 90s themed.
Yeah.
Let's see here. what so they finally meet up with Ramsey, the gold standard. It is only by the power of friendship that they managed to defeat him. And let's see, that's the last enemy is really just Lord Maw, which I want to say that fight takes place immediately after Ramsey, actually.
I don't know about immediately, but really quickly. Because this is the point. Is this the point where we introduce the mechs, or are they already a thing?
I want to say that they're already, well, I don't know. I want to say that they're already a thing. Like, they've been introduced, they're just not ready yet.
So it can't be too immediately because they need to, like, run back and get in them.
Well, I mean, they could have them delivered. Like, the rebellion could roll up and be like, get in the mechs! And then they, like, launch the mechs.
Okay, I have another thought. Do the mechs Zord together?
Well, I mean, obviously, it
With,
can't
like,
be an anime about friendship if they're not Zording together.
Yeah, you gotta have, like, teamwork and friendship and shit.
Yeah. So yeah, they do, like, end up Zording together. Oh yeah, Nightbug's, like, whole family got eaten, by the way.
No. Yes. I mean, I think they've all been eaten, but they're actually just in Lord Ma's freezer.
Yeah, there's, like, a horrifying scene so at some point in the anime, I want to say probably, like, in season 1, where Nightbug's having, like, a nightmare or something, and she's dreaming about her family. Oh, Doodle! Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, sweetie!
Oh.
Well. Okay.
Oh, Skunky. Bear named Circus, Boo Bear, Gummy Ho, STD, and Bakotel.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's, like, a dream Nightbug is having, and, like, it's her family cowering in a corner as Lord Maw's mouth just, like, opens up and, fuck you! Fucking make
the immediate, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, fuck you!
I'm getting a divorce. You explain how your family was horrifyingly devoured. I'm gonna plank for 10 counts.
Just a little bit of, like, a nightmarish flashback early in season 1, where it's probably like a "it's okay, you're safe now" moment after I wake up, but in the moment, I do have this nightmarish memory dream thing of basically looking back as I escape into the walls of Lord Ma's cavernous kitchen and seeing my family being eaten, which didn't actually happen in the actual history of the anime. I just fucking ran, but, like, I heard a lot of horrible squealing noises, and I assumed they had been eaten. But it turns out that my family, like many other hedgehogs and people from Skunky's planet and people from lots of different planets, are in the freezer, saved for later. So that's our that's the happiest part of the happy ending is
Push-ups.
A lot of people that people thought were dead are not. And Naomi wants you to be sexy
push-ups.
too. I guess you're getting your exercise. Don't forget to hydrate. So I imagine that there are, like, I'm not the only character that has nightmares about close encounters with Lord Ma. But yeah, that one does come up. I am thinking, let's see. So we did talk about mechs, and I specifically thought it would be very fun to, and we haven't dug into it nearly as much, but there are, I'm gonna say not magical girl, but magical chef transformations that got talked about a little bit, and it's like, oh, well, like a little frilly apron and like a chef's hat and like maybe gloves or something. And I specifically think it would be amazing if the mech got one of those as its final power up to beat up Lord Ma.
Oh yeah, there you go. And then at the end, Lord Ma, like, what does he do? Either burst into light, or he bursts into light and out of Ma comes, like, just a little guy.
An
just
even littler guy than me.
Just
maybe
a
it's like
tiny
an
little
egg.
creature. Look at him. Oh, he's just a little guy.
It's just the littlest guy.
He's just a little guy. He hops off into the wild, never to be seen again.
No, I think we have to take him in and raise him to be good.
I mean, you could take him in. Like the after party is just like somebody feeding the little guy like a tweet or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like just putting
It's like a here comes the airplane.
just put a strawberry in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like half the size of his whole head. He's that little.
He's a little guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I keep calling him Hero. Kentaro returns home. Yeah, Ken returns home.
Would it help if we made a whole bunch of like Ken jokes from the Barbie movie about our protagonist?
No.
I think he can be Knuff though.
How spiky is Ken's hair?
He's not the brightest knife in the crayon box. He's not, because he's like 2 days old.
God, Ken, what happened to your fucking head?
Ken, are you Rayman?
I just don't know how to draw him yet. I have an idea. I just don't know how to draw him.
I'm watching in extreme interest, and so are 60 other human beings somewhere.
Hi, I'm Ken. Fucking hell. But yeah, Ken, like, I think that after, like, this trip and everything, this adventure, he probably, like, you know, I think it's time I go home. He returns home to his parents' house, and he probably, like, has a word with them. He will return to, take over the restaurant, but he wants to do his own thing first. He wants to go out and travel the world and, like, learn cooking from a lot of different places, because he's learned that food is a great unifier and sharing food is important, and it carries so much history and lets us all come together, and he wants to experience that, just like he got to experience it with his friends from space. And that's probably like how the series ends.
Sounds like a pretty good way to end an anime to me.
Yeah, I want to say that you and all of the other Arborian hedgehogs probably, like, maybe live on... Well, Skunky's planet's gone. Skunky's planet's gone. Your planet's gone. Aquatica's still there, though, so maybe you're all living on Aquatica now.
We live on the land parts.
You're like, you all... Maybe you went and you stayed with Ken and you go on adventures with him on Earth.
I mean, maybe we're best friends. Maybe
I mean, you were
I am
best
going
friends
on
from the
my
beginning.
own sort of like, I need to go out and explore when I'm not scared for my life and trying to fix everything.
Right? You're just... Kennethy.
Oh, the little dude. Nyami's little dude. The little cookie fish boy.
Oh, yeah! Do you think you, like, meet him? Do you think, like, Naomi brought him with her on the spaceship when she escaped?
I don't know. Is that the sort of thing that you grab in an emergency?
Do you grab your weird food cat in emergency?
I mean, he could be like a little familiar. But then we'd have two little cute critters through all three seasons. What if
You could get into shenanigans, though.
I would be good shenanigans. I was gonna say, what if during like season 2 or 3, there's this brief moment where we meet up with Naomi's family again, and everyone understands it's just this briefest of moments.
Okay.
And it's this beautiful, heartwarming, extremely touching thing, and like they brought food to exchange. So like Nyami's made something to give to her family, they've made something to give to her, and it's this little catfish cookie boy.
Yeah, unfortunately, he is the food, though. He's like an emergency food supply, according to Naomi. He doesn't feel pain, he regenerates.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like, they made this
though.
specifically because they knew she was gonna need, like, food, or that they wanted something that was gonna last her a long time. He's like Paimon.
We can fit it. I'm sure we can fit him in there somewhere. Fairy Tale does a whole arc. How dare you bring its name up to me? I kid. If you like Fairy Tale, I don't give a shit. It's fine. But yeah. What?
I don't know enough about Fairy Tale to know why you're upset.
I just don't like it. It's just personal taste.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's the same reason I just don't like Bleach. I just don't like it. It's just personal taste.
Okay. It's not like my favorite or anything. It's just I liked Chad.
I liked big arms. Big arms could pick me up.
He's a big, quiet guy who like is actually a really good guy under all of the giant stoicism.
Note for anybody who's interested: Nightbug likes them big and quiet.
And you have to actually be a really good guy.
Okay. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all the episodes. I think that's like a full 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's the general kind of overview of of the story arcs. I think there's probably lots of little mini arcs, especially when there's like the exploring Earth and or space kind of vibes going on.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's like cooking contests and festivals and holidays and secret rare dishes that can only be made by using this particular herb or fish or something.
Oh yeah, the food art would be absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm. Like Studio Ghibli level food art, just absolutely gorgeous.
Wait, am I Sanji? I mean, you and like everybody else. Because this anime has so many chefs in it.
It's actually weirder to find someone who doesn't cook in this anime, I think.
Probably Team Takeout. Team Takeout doesn't cook.
Yeah.
Team Takeout is bad at cooking, or they haven't cooked in a very long time.
But you can't. You can burn water.
I don't burn water. We just need to practice. Team Takeout eventually learns how to like scramble eggs and cook toast, and they're like, "Oh man, this is delicious. We cooked it ourselves."
That should be like a thread of the background in the 2nd season, is like them trying to actually learn to cook for themselves, and parallels with like becoming your own person instead of just stealing the work of others. It's like the Avatar episode where they were so confused it was just a bear.
A turtle bear. An eagle bear?
A mole bear?
It just says bear. This place is weird. All right. Well, I think that basically wraps it all up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
I want to see more fun characters. There's so many funny character design things to get into.
Man, though, I draw so slow. You have no... I do intend to keep drawing it, though. I really like the setting of Battlestar's Galactic Chef, and I still want to keep drawing all of my friends in 90s anime style. So I fully intend to keep drawing like all the designs for everybody until I get bored of it. There's just an episode where you blew too much on the budget on making the food look so good. Yeah, basically. Every time you see somebody cooking, it's like a close-up of Naomi's face, and you just hear the sound of like a knife cutting something. It's very like stilted, like uses only a few frames of animation because all the budget was blown on making the food look good. That's exactly what happened.
It's the opposite of that one cabbage. I have a thought. How many of the battles that come up are actual I'm punching you in the face battles versus and now we will cook to see who is the better chef battles?
I think there's definitely a few will cook to see who is the better chef, because Uni probably utilizes quite a few of those scenarios to get free food in order to like get an item or something. So there's a couple of episodes that probably involve cooking. And then there's also like, you know, just normal scenarios where maybe Ken's family has like a rival restaurant or something, and the nerdy kid's like, let's see if you can beat my cooking, Kentaro. And so they have to have like a cook-off or something.
And Kentaro's so over it because he doesn't actually care. The other kid is super into it, and
Yeah.
Kentaro's just like, whatever. And Naomi and and Skunky are on their back, laying like, of course Kentaro can beat you. And Kentaro's like,
He'll do it blindfolded with one hand. He's that
I, what?
good. And if he loses, you get his family's restaurant.
Hilarious anime thing where they look like they've been smacked with an invisible hammer and the legs are up in the air.
Yep, exactly that. Exactly that. But yeah, there's definitely plenty of those probably, especially more so in the first season because it's definitely more of a lighthearted battle of the week sort of thing, at least until the final quarter. And then, towards the third season, there's still plenty of humor, but it's mostly action.
Yeah, it's getting more and more serious. I imagine, though, maybe sometime in the third season, aside from the camping episode, maybe there's like just a completely out of place feeling episode on the ship where it's like we're gonna have a bread making contest or something.
Oh.
And then the bread becomes sentient.
Oh my god.
Or like the dough becomes sentient and is trying to like eat people.
Oh, it's like a
And
horror movie almost. It's like
yeah,
Alien.
just one completely out of place episode of them trying to wrangle this dough monster.
Naomi, how do you feel about like a face sucker latching onto your face, but it's actually made of like dough or something?
I was thinking more like the dough just keeps expanding forever.
Oh, like the blob? That's great.
Yeah, like
also,
a blob, and people keep getting like sucked into it. And
I'll
there's
be
big
right back,
air
by the way.
pockets.
I leave my chat in your hands.
Naomi has one massive suggestion. I'm curious to hear it. Maybe we should wait until Confetti gets back. Yeah, no, I'm picturing like someone's sourdough starter just goes out of control and they end up having to like jettison it off of the ship or something. Just a completely out of place piece of tension for funny. I think, let's see. I wonder how long these seasons are. Gounache style. Let me look this up here. Or maybe ganache. I mean, ganache is a food, so that would be kind of funny. From Fossil Fighters? Is that the one? I mean, I think it's actually probably that big, is the thing. That's the whole, well, not the whole point, but a large point is that this dude is big enough to eat planets. Maybe not all in one bite, but like over the course of a little bit, maybe a month or two, he can eat a planet. He's got a big appetite. He's a growing boy. I'm really Kirby meets Galactus here is maybe not the visual aesthetic, but that's the character arc. Nyami has suggested that the Maw, Lord Maw, is actually directing an actual world eater, full on Ganache style. That was the suggestion Nyami had.
I don't know. Do we have enough time to fit in another creature?
I'm thinking that I want the guy to be huge.
Oh, yeah.
I want the actual guy to be extremely large. That, like, planets are a viable source of, like, food. And, you can't all eat it in one bite. But, like, yeah. I mean, I guess he needs something to get from place to place. Maybe he has like a big creature that like is his spaceship.
I mean, I
But
thought Ma was the big creature. Like,
hmm
he started off as a little guy and then he got so big and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's like the spaceship that he is in. It's like, what's that one? What's the Planet Eater from fucking Autobots versus Decepticons, Transformers?
oh god, I know who you're talking about. Friggin'
Galactitron? No.
No. It's friggin' oh, what is his name? Unicron. Great Scott, winning again. Good job. This is why you're gonna be in the anime for all of 5 seconds. Yeah, no. Unicron. But then how does he have a freezer?
Well, I mean, like, I think he's like, so he's not entirely the size of the planetoid, but he's so big that he lives in the planetoid, and the planetoid is basically his ship.
Mm-hmm. And it's basically like a house for him.
Yeah, it's basically his house, and
it's house sized to him. So he's probably like continent sized.
Yeah, and like when a planet cannot meet up with its what it's required, his ship just pulls right on up and starts sucking in all this stuff, and that stuff, I guess, gets pureed and then put in a big old bowl and he just eats it. Or maybe he sucks it up through a straw. Maybe he just like pokes a little straw out through the window and sucks up the planet. I don't know. But yeah, that's like, I figured that was maybe how he got around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's Ganesh. I don't know about somebody.
It's kind of an evil tadpole.
Yeah, it is kind of an evil tadpole.
I mean, I kind of the idea of maybe it just looks like it has a big mouth on the front, but it's just a robot that looks like that. It doesn't actually it's not like a creature.
Mm-hmm.
It's like ships with eyes painted on them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just a thought.
And then like inside is actually like Lord Mon. He's still really big, but like the ship is also basically, I mean, it's his ship. He's got cooking staff. He's got a whole fleet of other ships following him around that do his bidding and whatnot. Unicron was designed to break everything down, as we saw his inside's weird factory that breaks stuff down. Yeah, and like, so when a planet fucks up, he just, I don't know, tractor beams that shit right through the front door, and it all just starts getting...
crunches it up real good. It all gets sorted.
The main reason, actually be directly World Eater. So the main reason I wanted, like, Ma to basically be the World Eater is to... losing my fucking pen. Is to show, like, what excess could potentially do to you.
Yeah, it's about gluttony.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if because then I have to think of motivations for another guy. It's like, well, why are you controlling a World Eater? Why would you even do this sort of thing? Whereas if Ma is just like something that
the driving force.
Yeah, if he like gave himself over to consumption and allowed himself to be controlled by his hunger to the point that all he can do is keep eating, and to the point that it's like it's turned him into a monster and he harms other people, like his hunger has basically consumed him, then I don't know, I feel like that kind of just writes itself. Whereas if I have to come up with somebody who's controlling the World Eater, then it's like, oh well, why are you wheeling around a World Eater? I guess it could be like, oh well, I get power from it, but I don't know, then it's like I have to figure out what I'm doing with that guy. I kind of just want it to be more simple. I do like the idea, I just kind of want it to be a little bit more simple.
What if we just took the visual aesthetic of an evil tadpole with a big mouth and just had it be a completely mechanical spaceship that happens to look like that?
I don't know. Maybe we could. I was also kind of
thinking Ma built it to emphasize what he's gonna come and do to your planet if you don't please him, i.e. eat that.
I was thinking like a giant blob with like tentacles and shit, and a huge fucking mouth.
All the teeth.
that
All
he
the
just
teeth.
drags things into. Maybe it's just that someone aims the World Eater not so much control, but leads him towards planets he doesn't like. That's still like having another additional person. Like, I do get it.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I want power, so I have this like super evil creature or powerful creature on my leash, i.e., a not nice Silver Surfer, right? I think
that
it's
is actually the critic's job, I think.
yeah, that
The
is kind of
three-
Ego's job.
Yeah. They are the ones who get to say, this planet isn't going up to snuff, this one. This one's doing okay, but they're on thin ice.
Mm-hmm. So they do kind of fill that role. Or stupid idea. Ma's teeth were bad from eating so much he has the monster chew it up for him to slurp. Oh my god, that's gross, Naomi.
That's funny.
Like the giant
Like
monster is just baby birding planet.
it's a mama bird.
Ew, that's so
It's
gross.
mama bird.
That's so gross.
You could do like a mosquito metaphor.
Oh
Big
man.
straw.
Ew. Ew.
Naomi and Great Scott are pushing for a season 4, I think.
Oh my god, that's so gross. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to have something like that, I guess at the end of the season where it seems like everything is going well, you could have some mysterious figure looming in the background going like, so the World Eater was defeated, I see. We'll have to find another plan, and then he like disappears or something.
Oh no.
And then everybody goes back to having their nice, happy lives and whatnot.
Uh-huh. But it's like we leave it open for this big overarching.
Yeah.
I worry it'd get kind of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, how many like extra series are they on? There was Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z,
Drag my
Dragon Ball
balls.
Super, and I think there was another one, like just more and more serials.
Drag my balls.
Drag your balls.
All right. Well,
Drag your balls over Lord Ma's face.
No, he bites. That is
Yeah,
Soot. That's like a
he does
beta.
bite.
That's a beta design for Soot's new space design. I don't like it so much though. I'm gonna probably redo it. But yeah there he is. I love
the eyes. He has little kitty eyes.
I was inspired by Meowth. I'm gonna definitely redo it though because I want I like the eyes, but I don't like the outfit. So I'm gonna keep redoing it.
Meowth coded in this. You are still very Charles coded. Hi, Charles. You and Confetti are the James and Jesse, and so does the Meowth of season 1.
I think like we all should have those eyes actually. We should all
like,
have those feral like thin
like
slit eyes.
cat eyes.
Yeah, like slit cat eyes.
I don't know how I would look with slit cat eyes.
Well, not you. I mean me and Charles and Soot.
Is Charles another species from your...
Oh yeah, that was something that we kind of threw around, was that maybe...
I like that. Kind of conservation of alien planets. We don't have 300 of them.
Maybe like Charles was from Aquatica at one point. I
You're
guess
like the deep sea shark.
I guess
versus
maybe
Miami's beach shark.
Maybe Soot and I are from the same planet, and we picked up not Naomi. Naomi's on the other team. Get the fuck off my ship. Naomi is. I keep saying Naomi. Charles like came from Naomi's planet and switched sides, and now Charles on our team.
Maybe if you draw a quick little doodly Charles like next to Soot, it'll remind you that they go together.
Right. I keep getting distracted by your big, beautiful eyes up there,
They're
right above
so,
Palatine.
So hungry. So hungry.
Somebody feed
Such
me.
big, wet eyes. Gonna starve to death right there on the floor like a dramatic cat.
Your mic cut out at a really good time, actually.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, you were like, ah!
Yeah, it was going on for a second there. Looking at the soot drawing, just imagine them doing twirls to smack people with the bells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they
So
would.
I thought of. I still don't know. I kind of like the idea of just having one big dangly thing follow soot behind like a tail. That way the bell swings side to side. But I don't know. Maybe after we join Team Good, maybe this is like a redesign that they get. They get 2 little bells instead of 1.
Slightly different outfit for, yeah, I mean, that makes sense, switching teams.
Yeah.
It's definitely still going to be the same. Like, you can't mistake this character for anyone else, no matter what outfit they're wearing.
Yeah, but we've switched teams. We're no longer on Team Mom. We're on Team Friendship.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at the soot drawing in just a minute. Oh yeah, Mother, my bowl is only half full, and my belly is empty. Yeah, that's what happens. They didn't leave a. Oh man, you guys leave Nightbug at home and go to school, and Nightbug, you're
everything in the fridge.
No, you can't open the fridge. You're so small.
Oh shit, I can't.
They didn't put any food out for you, and they didn't take you
Oh
to
no,
school.
I'm gonna starve to death.
So your whole day is just like.
Can I get into the pantry? Frantically scrabbling through cabinets for even a crumb of nutrition.
You drop an entire thing of flour on you. You nearly fall into a bag of rice.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's not food, it's ingredients. I can't cook. I can't get up to the stove to cook things.
All you can do is like I don't know, maybe like grab some money off the floor.
Desperately make a huge mess.
Yeah, make a huge fucking mess, and then
Just an absolute mess.
Crawl out of the mail slot.
There's like a window that got left open someplace, and I find like just a couple dollars worth of change, and there's a vending machine down the street,
yes.
and I end up like dragging a bag of chips back up the like sidewalk as they open the door and are like, oh my god, and then I'm like dragging my bag of chips in through the now open door.
Like even like you pause and look at them, and then you like drag the bag in even faster because you're not gonna share it with them because they left you with no food.
Like, what have I gone through for this fucking bag of chips?
It's your bag of chips.
I'm really hungry by now too because I had to do all this shit.
They forgot to feed you.
They forgot to feed me. They never forget to feed me again.
No, they don't.
That right now.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Even just like leave a bowl of fruit out. That'll work.
They gave you so much fruit that night.
Yeah.
Bug fought a
seagull.
Oh my god, yes. Or like
didn't I?
Right? Especially if like you're near the coast, a seagull is something you'd have to worry about.
Yeah, and I'm definitely something a seagull would think, yeah, I could maybe take that bag of chips.
Yeah.
Not like a human-sized thing.
Oh man, you have a real rough time. You haven't had as much of a rough time now than you did. The only time you had that was more rough was when your planet was devoured and your whole family got eaten.
Yeah.
At least
like,
according to you.
This is the second worst day of my life right now.
Second worst day of your life.
It probably starts raining as I'm dragging my chips home.
Oh man, wouldn't it be like you're out in the wilds and like it's raining and you just have a whole glum face? Yay. Mm-hmm. And sad music is playing and you're just like, I'm gonna starve out here in the cold and the rain. And then the light of the vending machine catches your eye and it's all like glowing and soft and welcoming.
And it's like the anime river of tears thing.
Yep.
Like I see the vending machine and I do that and I'm like, oh, it's like at a bus stop or some shit.
Even funnier, like you get to the vending machine that you knew existed and it's out of order. So like you did all that for nothing, and that's when you're crying in the rain and thinking you're gonna starve to death, and that's when you see literally across the road, yeah, there's another vending machine.
Oh shit, I have to cross the road?
Yeah, you have to cross the road.
Oh god, I'm tiny.
Yeah, you are.
Also, I can't reach the coin slot because I'm like 2 feet tall.
You pull it off. You pull it off.
I get like a stack of boxes going or some shit.
Maybe you like throw the coin or something, or you use whatever like little tiny magic powers you have. Or a kid from elementary school like walks up, it's like, do you need help? and then takes the coins and puts them in and lets you pick your chips.
Oh,
And then lets you...
Thank you, child. You
Yeah.
have earned my undying loyalty. Fuck Kentaro.
And then
Crawl
he, like...
into the slot.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then...
you know what?
Yeah.
She's right. I could just crawl into the slot where the shit falls down and get stuck in the vending machine.
Oh, yeah, beating on the glass thing.
I crossed the road to get to the first vending machine, then realized the working one was back on the... Yeah.
It's perfect.
That works.
Oh my
horrible.
god, that's so fucking funny.
So this is clearly an episode in season 1.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's so funny. It's definitely a filler episode, but it's so funny.
So there's like 2-3 hours of me. Well, no, 2 hours of just hanging out. I start getting hungry. 2 more hours of making an absolute mess of the kitchen, not being able to open or access any prepared food or manage to cook anything because I'm tiny.
Yeah.
I find some money someplace. I like rifle through Kentaro's room. I break his piggy bank.
You broke his piggy
And I
bank?
go, he left me to starve. And I head for like a bus stop with a vending machine or like a convenience store or something, someplace where I can buy food. And then there's like so many adventures out in the wilds.
The wilds. Hold on 1 second. They left me.
Just another sad little hedgehog.
Yeah, they left me.
As this is a good time to say that I often imagine IRL bug to be the same size as this bug. I mean, that would make my life much, much harder.
Look at you, you're so cute. Just gonna...
God, I probably can barely get upstairs. Like, I have to do pull-ups to get upstairs.
That's why Kentaro's your best friend, because he carries you, like, all over the place, and he gave you food.
Mm-hmm.
Not
and
anymore,
then he didn't
though.
give me food.
Not anymore, though.
Not anymore.
He left you.
Like he thought he left something out, but someone else in the house ate it.
Oh, maybe he thought that, like, maybe his little crush and everything saw you, and he's like, I didn't know you like hedgehogs, Kentaro. And then she got him a stuffed hedgehog or something. And, like, when he's getting ready in the morning to go to school, he put that in the backpack instead of you.
No!
And so he has no idea that you're not... What? He's like, wow, she's been really quiet today.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Now, I don't know if I could animate something like glowing spines like lava lamps, but I could definitely put like a sparkle effect on them. Like,
I was gonna say, sparkling would probably be simpler.
Yeah.
What about like a water glow? Like a fake water texture glow?
Oh, maybe. Also, the idea that Nightbug is actually just like a tiny little hedgehog at a laptop right now.
Good tidings to thee, contemporary gesture, my nocturnal slumber calls to me. Wouldst thou be so kind as to respond to it on my behalf?
No, honey, you're gonna have to sleep yourself.
Yeah,
I'm actually nocturnal.
I don't think we can do those sorts of things.
Sounds like somebody needs to go to Sleepy Time Junction, Zayton.
Sounds like...
Would a tiny little hedgehog help you on your way?
Yeah.
Do you want
you
this?
can imagine my cute little peeping noises
Here you
as
go.
I sleep.
Here you go. She's very needy. Make sure to feed her lots.
I mean, if you don't feed me, I will make a mess of your kitchen trying to feed myself, so probably just better to keep on top of that, frankly.
Hold on 1 second. Let me... cancel that. I wanted to put, like, an actual... Where the fuck is my selection tool? There it is. Oh, goddamn dry air. Alright, here we go. So I'm thinking... But I got...
Abraham Lincoln to snowboard down Mount Everest.
Oh shit, that is super important, actually.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
I want to say that, like, in comparison to size, this is how big Nightbug is to Soot.
Oh gosh, I'm tiny.
Well, I mean, like, Soot's the size of, like, I don't know.
A small child.
A small child? You're an animal. You're rabbit size.
I have seen bigger rabbits, I think.
They left me. Yeah, that's the exact noise you make when you find out you've been left behind.
I mean, that is the exact noise that I make when I find out I've been left behind. That's not acting. That's just me.
Oh my god. All right. Well, that's like the 3-hour mark. Was there anything else in regarding the series that we wanted to talk about?
It's delightful.
It is.
And it's fun. It will continue to expand.
Until I get bored.
Eventually, I think we can gauntler off people about this at some point if we acquire enough fake screen cap art.
Yeah, convince people that Battlestar's Galactic Chef was an actual...
Yeah, an actual, like, really niche anime in the 90s.
Yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna gaslight all of the internet to believe that the anime starring a whole bunch of VTubers is real.
Yeah, I mean, what a coincidence. Clearly we based our, like, VTuber styles off of the characters.
I have some complaints. You never give me my ranch dressing and your Coke tastes like there's cinnamon in it. Is this somebody in my house? Do I have...
Do you have someone in your house?
I mean, you never know. It's the Midwest, baby. You never know.
I mean... I feel like your cats would certainly have let you know.
Maybe it is one of my cats. Maybe this is one of my cats.
Maybe. Emma? Emma, is that you?
I'll be in your house soon. No, I'm at your Wendy's location. Well, that's unfortunate for you, buddy. Ever since they redid it, their chicken has been dry as hell. So's their burgers. Good luck. Godspeed.
Well, that's why Zaxton wanted the ranch. Because the chicken is super dry.
Well, you don't want Wendy's ranch. Yes, someone said it. No, like, I liked their chicken before.
I'm weird. I don't like dippings, so I like the chicken.
Why are they
but
so
I will
dry?
admit, it used to be juicier.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Naomi, why are they... This is a different conversation for a different stream, but yes, before we leave, yes, for some odd reason, it's so dry. We need to talk about it off stream, because why is it so dry?
Cliffhanger, something to be debated next time. Why the heck is Wendy's chicken like that?
Yeah, why is it so dry now? Explain.
All of you show up. Yeah, that'll be our topic.
Yes, if Naomi moves by me, then Naomi, we can actually do like streams together in real life. We'll just do a Wendy's review.
Like all the Wendy's around you,
or no, there's like one Wendy's around me. It's just like, okay, we have the Wendy's chicken sandwich here, and like I pull it out of the wrapping and I smack it against the table and my table breaks.
No! Why is your table so weak?
It's the chicken is that strong. Okay. All right. Night. Before we go, do you have anything you want to say to the audience?
Feed me. Also, we're going to be hanging out on Wednesday with some other members of the group. I don't know if we've actually decided what we're doing yet.
I'm working, so.
Okay, well, you'll get to see me and Niami, I think, and some of the other folks in this anime, actually. I think Skunky might be there, maybe Tin. So yeah, we got to figure out what we're doing. We're fucking around and finding out. Okay. So yeah, we'll be doing that on Wednesday sometime.
Join the writing team, right? Somebody get Scott on the writing team for Battlestar's Galactic Chef, please.
Do we want to do some Discord invites?
Scott, join my Discord and become a part of the group to write Battlestar's Galactic Chef. Also, anybody who, if like, the universe of Battlestar's Galactic Chef is like totally open. If anybody ever wants to like draw themselves in it, help yourself. Go nuts.
Absolutely. Please draw more.
I own nothing, so all right. Well, I will be back tomorrow to play more Lobotomy Corporation. Thank you all so much for coming to hang out with me. Zayton, I'm so sorry that they didn't give you your ranch. You have to bring back the Taco Bell Steakhouse burrito. When I found it was gone, I cried. Why do you think I'm in charge? I don't know why you think I'm in charge of that, but I'm flattered you think I'm that influential. But yeah, you all have an absolutely lovely night. We're gonna raid somebody. Just keep the good vibes going. I just have to find someone real quick. 1 second. One second.
I see someone.
Oh, do you? Is it you?
No, it's Sin.
Oh, it's
Sin
Sin.
streaming Yakuza.
Well, I guess we know where we're going, don't we?
I mean, it would only be hilarious. I was gonna say fair, but it would just be hilarious.
I mean, it would be hilarious. I did take his arm in the script, so might as well.
I mean, he kind of volunteered it, really.
All right. Well, you all have an absolutely great time. I'm gonna start the raid. Tell Sin, nice prosthetic. Tell Sin, nice prosthetic, everybody.
He'll probably get the reference.
He definitely will. You all have an absolutely lovely night. Goodbye.
All right, here we go.